Hey, mic's on. Okay. Just realized I had the thingy. I had sound on YouTube, so you guys were getting a weird double loop of things. Alright, what up? It's me. It's me. Haven't had the camera on the last few streams because I've been sick. I'm mostly over it now, but just wasn't feeling good, so didn't really want to be on camera, sniffling and snorting and almost said something inappropriate, but we got to get at least past a couple minutes, otherwise this whole live stream gets demonetized, and then that's the big sad. All right. What are we doing today, and what's going on in life in general? Well, let's do life in general first. So, while people gather, if you haven't heard, somehow, some way, we do have faction war qualifiers coming up here January 5th and 7th, different time zones. Friday night for me, so after I get off work, I can come home and stream this for you all. And then Sunday, midday for me, well, actually pretty early, 10 o'clock, but since it's a Sunday, I wanted to get it out nice and early so that the people in the EU or that region of the world don't have to stay up super late for the tournament. Because everybody loves the faction war, so they want to get in there. Usually I do it on a Saturday, but looking at my January calendar, I am booked out on Saturdays for a very long time, and we need to get this faction war going if my 2024 schedule is going to work. So we're doing a Friday night one and a Sunday midday. If people can't make either of those, then I am deeply sorry, but we did do our best. If you feel like signing up for them still, they are best of one. You just declare your faction ahead of time. And you play them as far as you can get in the tournament. I go backwards through the tournament and see who got the furthest. Like, you know, someone wins, that's great. They're definitely in the faction war. But let's say you played Wood Elves. You beat 2 people, but you dropped out, like, here. Well, dude, if no one's ahead of you in the tournament of Wood Elves, you're still the farthest Wood Elves got, and you'll come to the faction war. So that's how the big one works. The smaller one that's in the middle of the night, it is just the top 8. Because we need to fill out... I suppose I could pull that up. So on the bracket, you see those big black question marks? It's because they're... Have a good day at work. It's because there's 24 factions in the game. But that would leave us with 8 bye rounds, which is stupid. So to give everybody a round 1, I do just have a qualifier for 8 more random slots where people can play whatever faction they want. And if we get rid of those, so the late night one is just top 8. If you get to quarterfinals, you made it to the faction war. Winning is nice, but this late night tournament Friday is more about getting top 8 than you're in the faction war. So there's that. There's channel news. Otherwise, today, got ourselves a new player tournament. These have been popping off recently. A lot of people signing up, trying it out, and that is great. The last tiny bit of self-promotion I'll do is if you want to join these tournaments, join our Discord, which is in the description. Get a Rat Ogre role that makes you eligible for all new player tournaments in the future. Until you win one, then you lose the role because you're not new anymore. We host one of these new player tournaments every single week. I switch time zones weekly. This one is in the middle of the day for me, so it's more better for EU people. And then next week's or last week's are at NA times. So after I come home from work, a little easier for some people who have jobs in the US. Trying to accommodate all souls. Swiss has seemed to be everybody's favorite, where there's 4 guaranteed rounds you get to play no matter what. So at least don't sign up for this tournament and make time for it and then lose round 1 and get knocked out, and that's it. So yeah, we do 4 rounds of Swiss, and then at the end, whoever has the highest scores, I put them in a little mini bracket, best of 1 to keep things moving. But just like, you know, okay, you 2 are tied for first, so you just fight quick and hash it out. Okay, we will cast Swiss replays until the finals is set up. Can't guarantee I'll get to every single replay sent to me, but I will cast them chronological. So that if everybody sent me a replay in round 1, then everybody gets cast at least once before the end of the stream. All right. We all look good here. Okay, I saved some replays. Sending a stream for you. What up, Electric Cabbage? Good to see you finally made it into a tournament. I know you sometimes get busy. But we have 3 replays submitted so far. Only 30 minutes late. I'm not 30 minutes late. Since we're casting replays at the start, I gotta give them time to generate some replays. It says on the 6th. Oh, CJ, that might be a time zone thing. Yeah, because if you're over in EU, then that's going to be in the morning for you. Anyway. First replay here. I believe his name is Karasi. It gets filtered, so I have to assume that's ASS. Karasi versus Titus. Haven't seen Titus for a while. They popped up early fall, late summer. Hi, Strix. How you doing? Somewhere in there. Played some games. If it is who I'm thinking of. They were an enjoyable lot, and then they disappeared. Maybe got busy with school or work or something, but good to see them back. Even if temporary, I don't know. Hopefully they stick around. Crossy's been around. I believe that's Anthrax. Yeah, I believe that's Anthrax. Okay, Ogre Kingdoms versus High Elves. For the High Elves, we do have Horse Imric with nice anti-large values and a really good stat line on his horse. But no breath attacks. 2 Lyran Reaver Archers, a Frostart Phoenix for a debuff, and then a whole bunch of spears. None of them are Silver and Guard. There they are. Silver and Guard are in the back. So 8 spears in total, then 3 Lothern Seaguard, and a caster. It is a Lore Master of Hoeth. Cool. With Spirit Leech and Earthblood. Good spell combo. On the other side, for the Ogre Kingdoms, we have 2 Sabertusk packs. Nope, just 1. 1 Sabertusk packs, 2 Mournfang Cavalry, one of which has Iron Fist, a front line of Gnoblars, secondary line of Iron Guts and Ogre Bulls with Iron Fist, so really prioritizing the shields versus the elves. 2 Giants and a Sauna of the Great Maw with the Maw and Troll Guts. Cool. Lyran Reavers not having the best start to this game. Their DPS generally isn't enough to do a lot of damage to Ogre's units. And if they get caught, they take a ton of damage. So rest in peace them. Some Ogres are T-posing. Hard to tell if they haven't gotten attack orders yet. It looks like that is the case as they're advancing up now. Gnoblar's trying to get through onto these Lothern Seaguard. The Mournfangs will go for some rear charges, though Lothern Seaguard are hybrid spearmen, so the longer this fight takes, the worse it is for the Mournfangs. Giants are great duelists, and I think they were hoping Imric would be on his dragon, making his army much narrower and therefore their jobs much easier. But since Imric is on horseback, that means there's a lot of elves to deal with. The Giants will not be happy about that. They'll take out their frustrations on Imric himself, however, as you are seeing why it was brought. If he was on a dragon, he would get the same treatment as he just gets thwapped in the goddamn mouth over and over again. There it starts missing because he has an impressive 72 melee defense, but when it had its charge bonus, it was hitting everything. Ogres are also getting through this front line of spearmen. Slowly but surely they are getting through here, and Giants are also collecting onto more spearmen. But I mentioned this, man. The Mournfang Cav, the longer this fight goes on, the worse it is for them. Imric continues to get his ass kicked by a Giant. He pops Lord of Dragons on it at last to lower its stats so much that it probably can't hit him. But he's already taken significant damage. High Elves are still ahead on the balance of power, though, because this damage has not been for free. We have an almost dead Giant, almost dead Mournfang Cav, half-health other Mournfang Cav. That's a lot of value the High Elves have gotten back. And I mean, they've lost some Spearmen for their efforts, and Imric took some decent damage, but he can get healed up with Earthbloods over time. Overall, the High Elves are fine. There's still a massive pile of spears. And there's no Lead Belchers or anything to punish them in the late game. It's like, oh, if we can just kill the Archers, then the Lead Belchers will be safe to kite for the rest of the game. There's not that insurance policy. The Ogres are going to have to kill everything here in melee, which is really tough. Which is why versus High Elves, I did just mention it, but some Gnoblars Scrap Launchers or an Iron Blaster or some Lead Belchers that you just keep in reserve until this part of the game is over. Because imagine, like, Iron Guts cost about the same. So just imagine there's one less Iron Gut. Is this melee really going to be that different? No. You could have a Lead Belcher just sitting off in the distance waiting. And if you really focus fire down the Lothern Seaguard, then the Lead Belcher can walk up and just delete Silver and Guard all day. Giant struggling against the Lore Master of Hoeth, who also has a very impressive stat line. Imric has avoided getting his ass kicked further, though it looks like round 2 is about to begin with a fresh Giant. Thankfully for him, it misses. I was pulling further ahead on the balance of power, and I am very much inclined to agree. Really nothing is routing for them. It's not like the Ogres are going to chase stuff down and get a ton of their army passive out. They're just a stalwart line of spears holding their ground. Giant now gets in a fight with Frostguard Phoenix, but it does have another impressively high melee defense stat. Plus, its little frost aura is lowering the Giant's stats. There it is. -8 melee attack. And now he is in a 3v1 he's not enjoying. His Silver and Guard opt in, and some archers shoot him at point-blank range. That is looking like the doom of the ogres is coming in hot. The ogres are piled up here, taking out some of this stuff, and there's the Maw. Should wreck the Silver and Guard. Even with their magic resistance, that's going to do good damage. 30% spell resist. The Giants were not up to the task of dealing with Imric, though. High Elf stats too good at raw melee. As a teacher, you don't have time often. Hey, man. We're always happy to have you when you have the time. Looks like the High Elves will be taking our first victory of the day. I will double fast forward because it's turning into a bit of a blob fight, and we can cast that at ×2 speed if it's even going to amount to anything, as it looks like Imric's just going to finish off the Slaughtermaster and call it a day. But yeah, Imric on his dragon is very powerful. I'm not pretending at all that he is a weak character, but some people forget that High Elves aren't just expensive Dragon Lord plus caster. Because if you go really wide, man, that's a lot of spears you have to deal with. And it looks like Karasi was quite ready to deal with horse. You okay back there? Anyway, he was quite ready to deal with Dragon Imric. 2 Giants would have done quite well. The Mournfangs would have been good at pinning him in place. And then with the narrower armor, you wouldn't have needed as much penetration power. But Horse Imric in a wide army threw him for a loop. GG. Oh, that is good tea. It has some caffeine in it that my body needs. Time to save up some stuff. TY. Sorry, I got 2 more replays. I'm going to save up here. And then keep on casting. From Buttonized Mark and from Flags. We carry on. Tomb Kings versus the Warriors of Chaos. Ooh, and it's Harold Hammerstorm, who's very, very, very good against undead. If you did not know that. He has a little passive that turns them from being undead into mortal so they can rout. Lapsong Sushong? Don't know. Tyrion has his heal on that. Tyrion is a better duelist than Imric, technically, but they're both such, like, phenomenal duelists. You kind of get into the melee attack problem. The melee attack problem is, if you could spend 100 gold to give something 100 melee attack, or if you could spend 500 gold to give something 600 melee attack, you get more melee attack per dollar for the 600 melee attack for 500 gold. But with 100 melee attack, you're already going to hit everything in the game. So how much of that money is getting wasted? And Tyrion has a bit of that compared to Imric. Imric's already better than, in a dueling sense, literal 1v1, no support. Imric's already going to beat 99 out of 100 characters in the game. But Tyrion will beat 100 out of 100, and it's like, oh, okay. But, like, Imric has a global plus 24 melee attack buff that he can cast every once in a while. So he's fine at that. But Tyrion's a better duelist, but Imric's already amazing. So why use horse, Imric? I've Trogdor. I feel like I just went through that, but your question's a little more specific. Horse Imric was to save on money while still having a threatening combat lord to hunt down the Slaughtermaster if you needed it. But yeah, the ogres don't have anyone that can duel Imric. Maybe Greasus, but if you take Greasus, you're literally trolling. So no one's going to realistically take anything that can duel with Imric. And even in that matchup, he had 2 giants, but the problem with giants and Greasus Goldtooth, if we really want to go there, is literally what happened in that game. Imric just walked away. And that's why Greasus is a bad character, and sometimes people tell you that, and you're like, what? But his stats are so good, and I had him 1v1 Kugath, and he won, and it's like, yeah, dude, but no one's going to let you do that in a real game. They're just going to walk away. So, yeah. Anyway, it's like, Imric does enough duelist stuff that Tyrion isn't needed, and then Imric offers a little bit more to your army. But enough about the last game. We have a new game in front of us. Tomb Kings have a Carrion, double Kemrian War Sphinx, a Necrotect on his Chariot with his heal, and then his Van Braces of the Sun. These things are actually really powerful. Minus 24 melee attack and melee defense at all times when he's in melee with someone. Arkan, always a good lord, not always on his Chariot. And then a Kepler Guard, Ushapti, and Skeleton Frontline Rush. For the Warriors of Chaos, we have some Marauders, 2 Chaos Warriors with Hell Scourges, 2 Chaos Warriors with Halberds, a Chosen of Khorne dual weapons, one of my favorite infantry units in the whole game. I love these guys. I'm not saying they're the best, I'm saying they're one of my favorite. Then we have some Dragon Ogres, Harry Hammerstorm, and, Herald Hammerstorm. And Valkyria the Bloody with her Spear Slapnir that we just saw in full effect. Oh, and then we have 2 little throwing X-Cab. That's adorable. Though this is looking to just be a giant, violent monster mash. Herald already getting some Skeleton Spearmen to terror out away, which makes them leave the fight. And the double Kemrian War Sphinxes are causing a bit of havoc, though they really don't want anything to do with the Dragon Ogres or Valkia. And Valkia has found her own target of Arkan. Arkan is now surrounded by her and Dragon Ogres. He's going to try and get away. That could be difficult. Chariots can sometimes actually get you into more trouble than out of trouble, even though the mount would imply that you can get out of trouble easier. Horses aren't that good at it either, though, so I suppose either way, Arkan might be stuck in this specific situation. Kemrian War Sphinx is trying to rejoin this area and push things off, but they are doing Kemrian War Sphinx things, and the reason you don't see these guys too often is they are often prone to T-posing rather than getting on with it. Elsewhere, the frontline fight is going very heavily in the side of Chaos. It's not even close. Even without Harry around to make all your stuff route, it's just been a bad time for the Tomb Kings up on that top side. On the bottom side, they're doing better against these Chaos Warriors with Halberds than I would have expected. The Necrotect is lowering their stats. Like, look at that. The Van Braces of the Sun, man. 7 and 19 for melee stats constantly if this guy's in melee combat with you. It's pretty strong. The reason you don't see him all the time is because the Necrotect himself is expensive and not a very good character in his own right. He's very supportive and you need something in melee to take advantage of those buffs. But with a Ushapti and melee frontline, the Tomb Kings are actually in a position to do that for once. So he was a good pick here. Kemrian War Sphinx is trying to get rid of these Chaos Warriors with Halberds so that they can isolate Valkia, and she is taking big damage, and Ushapti's summon is even being burned for this area as some Dragon Ogres try and peel for Valkia. She also probably just wants to get out of here. Harry is mostly just going to support. He's going to support all of these guys, help them kill off everything else, and be there in the late game. But as a little foot character with only 33 speed, surrounded by skeletons, he doesn't have the agency to rejoin Valkia in any fight she takes across the map. So it is what it is. Ushapti summon is here. Valkia takes another Spirit Leech while getting hit by the Kemrian War Sphinx. The Chaos Warriors with Halberds are peeled off. Dragon Ogre's having a tough time getting to Valkia. But Arkan keeps taking the fight with her, and on his Chariot, he has 30-36 for stats, while she has 54-55. It's not a fight he's going to win, and Harry is even here at last. Starts slapping some people around, so Arkan needs to be careful, because he could rout from Harry. All of the heavy infantry are going to be such a problem, though. I don't know how the Tomb Kings deal with it. Maybe extreme cycle charging from the Kemrian War Sphinxes. Maybe. I don't know how they deal with Harry at that point. Valkia is going after Arkan still. He's at 700 HP. She's at only 1200 herself. So if Arkan can stall and get a couple more Spirit Leeches off, he could actually just kill her outright. Though the Chosen of Khorne with dual weapons, unironically, are trying to carry this game. They're doing a damn good job of it. Harry's slapping a Kemrian War Sphinx right now as Valkia does get Spirit Leeched, like everyone predicted. And she lands on Arkan. Does not complete her first attack just yet. Now they're both at about the same HP level. Arkan leads her through some spears, then chucks a summon on her. He really wanted to peel her off, but she wasn't quite landed yet, so she didn't actually take any damage. And there she gets a big charge attack. One leadership for Arkan, somehow not routing, but the Spirit Leech does it. It will get rid of Valkia. Oh, but he's starting to crumble. Holy shit! She didn't break! She didn't break somehow. She was negative for so long, but she just dives forward and finishes off Arkan. Oh, that is the doom of the Tomb Kings right there. Kemrian War Sphinx should be routing any second now because it's negative next to Harry. Though it's a construct. I don't know if that makes it different. Oh, it does make it different. Constructs don't rout from Harry because they're not undead. They're whatever the fuck. Huh. We're learning all sorts of things this replay. What the fuck? So this is worthless versus the Kemrian War Sphinx. They don't give a shit. Because they're not undead in the first place. Oh, that's right. I don't think you can cast Invocation into Hekon constructs. Huh. I don't think it's going to change the result of this game, man. There's so many Warriors of Chaos left, but that's kind of wild. Are Giants good versus Dragon Tyrion? He can pick in his engagements? Yeah, but he has to try and do something eventually. And the Giants on the front line last game were spread out enough that if Imrik wanted to get involved somewhere, the Giants would be there to trade with him. But, yeah. Because also with Dragon Imrik, you have a much narrower army, so there's a lot less width of map that Imrik gets to play in. Is this Mark playing? No, I believe this was Samaric and Electric Spinach. Valkia is clinging to a little bit of leadership. She's going to go dive on a Necrotech for now. But the Khemrian War Sphinxes are getting dragged down in all of these Chaos Warriors. We still have the Chosen Khorne with 2 weapons that are just going to massacre the Skeleton Spearmen. And then Valkia lands on the Necrotech and just gets murdered. Have you been hitting the gym recently? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 5 days a week, every week, since I was 14 years old. At this point, I'm just fast-forwarding because we are entering the late-game blob fight when we all know the conclusion, and we're just waiting for the game to realize it. That was a hilarious game. Cheers, Crown Metal. Cheers. Khemrian War Sphinx did alright. Necrotech did alright. Arkan did fine. Melee Shopti did okay. There was just 2 of them, though. Couldn't be everywhere. On the other side for Electric Spinach, Valkia did great. Herald did fantastically. Dragon Ogres actually got a ton of value fighting those War Sphinxes and Chariots. And then the Chaos Warriors came through when they were most needed, just killing all the skeletons and being there in the late game for you. Well played, well played. I got another replay from Samaric in the mail. T61 Empire versus greenskins. Oh, that's a double steam tank. Why? Why is that a double steam tank? Why are you taking 2? God damn it, Freaka. He did this last new player tournament versus Vampire Counts, but it, like, honestly, it did okay. So this is Freaka versus Renner. It did okay versus the Vampire Counts. I don't think it's gonna have the same effect versus greenskins. I extremely doubt that. Wag sent me some shit, but we already have Vanguard shenanigans. Alrighty, for the Empire, we have triple Pistolier in the Vanguard. One of them did run into a bit of trouble. We have some Empire Knights in the background. Looks like just 1. Nope, 2. 2 Empire Knights, an Empire Captain on horseback, 2 Steam Tanks, 2 Mortars, and then a front line of Spears and Swordsmen. Balthazar Gelt in the sky with Found Transmutation as his only spell. On the other side for the Greenskins, we have both ROR Skirmish Cav. I love both of these units. I include them in pretty much every single build because they're decent melee cav, then they're really good at shooting. I don't know. I find it hard to build a greenskin build and not have a place for them. Other than that, we have 3 Orc Boar Boy Biggins, including the Broken Tusk Mob, Regiment of Renown, a front line of Orc Boys, back line of Stone Trolls, Squigs, 2 Archers, both of them are Night Goblins, and then Azhag in the sky on his Wyvern of Fate Abuna and Spirit Leech. Steam Tank's gonna charge into Broken Tusk Mob. I am so concerned about their safety. This feels like a bad time to be a Steam Tank. Mortar's gonna fire in on the Broken Tusk Mob, though I just don't know how much damage they're gonna do. My suspect is not very much. Even against Club Tub Cav, it doesn't feel like they're gonna get very much done. Steam Tanks are trying to fight their way out of these Broken Tusk Mobs, doing a little bit better in melee than I would have supposed. They're taking damage without a life caster. And the mortar fire is just now reaching them. Big final trans from Gelt. Gonna try and catch 2 orc boar boys and then an orc boy. While more orc boys get caught by Empire Knights. And then stone troll boys are trying to catch pistoliers. All 3 pistoliers have ended up in the same control group. Looks like they're just gonna run around together. Which can be a blessing and a curse. It's less micro to keep them safe, so less chance of you fucking up and forgetting them. But also, it means if you ever do fuck up and forget them, it's a much more punishing mistake. Gelt on the ground. Gonna get caught by Azhag, and Azhag is one of the few mounts faster than Gelt, and then he offers poison, so Gelt gets slowed down. But unfortunately, Azhag does T-pose for a little bit, and that'll let the poison wear off of Gelt, and he should be okay once it gets up into the sky. Their speeds are similar enough that he should be fine. One steam tank is down to about half HP, though it does use its terror to rout off these orc boar boy biggins, and now it's going to run into the rusty R's. I guess if the Empire's just using these guys as mobile, unbreakable terror pieces, that could be a tech. Though honestly, I would say still just take 1, not 2, if you're really dead set on that. Squigs are trying to get onto the mortars, as are some stone trolls. Orc boys also trying to get work done, though I do worry about these stone trolls fighting spears completely naked with no orc boys or goblins around to support them. First Waz out. Should help the greenskins get through a bit of this stuff. Mortars, Mage, and Marauders are fighting Empire Knights and doing a decent job of it, all things considered. And one of our steam tanks has actually been peeled to the back line to try and provide that terror. Now that the wall is worn off and ITP is no longer there, it should actually be more impactful. The orc boys being peeled off at the front line is pretty huge, though. Because like this center fight, where 2 different squig herds are just having to fight Empire State troops all by themselves, is taking forever. And back here, where stone trolls aren't fighting on top of their orc boys, they're taking more damage than is necessary, and their leadership keeps dipping in and out of reality. Just showing the importance of chaff. Both archers have been harassed by mortars all game, but they're managing to stay online for now. Wyvern tried to take a fight with an Empire captain, but his melee stats are actually not very good at all. So the Empire captain is able to trade back decently effectively. Stone trolls and orc boys trying to finish off these spearmen as Empire Knights are terror routed away. Looks like the same can be said of some squigs here soon. Actually, those squigs are being rather tenacious. And now their infinite rampage bug does have them standing perfectly still for no reason as they get moving. It's one of the things I hope they fix in that in the upcoming patch that's supposed to give free content to Shadows of Change. The infinite rampage bug came in with Warhammer 3 and it's been here ever since. It's really annoying. Overcast final trans onto Azhag as he tries to chase down Gelt, though he's only 5 speed faster. We'll see if he can catch back up to him. Foe Seeker's pop to make him even faster, so he can maybe catch Gelt over there. Bounce power is still about dead even. We have some Empire Knights who have rallied, and they do need to get out there and fight. One mortar is still firing. It looks like the other mortar is shut down. We still have the 2 spooky steam tanks. Gelt tries to land to stay safe, though a Spirit Leech is probably coming his way soon. And that will be critical. If they can kill off Gelt, them being greenskins, if they can kill off Gelt like this, Spearmen would rout, those Horsemen would rout, all these rallying spears would not come back at all. It could be pretty crucial getting the greenskins to regroup up and deal with these steam tanks. Because that's the biggest problem right now, is the steam tanks just rolling wherever they feel like and doing whatever they want, because the greenskins are spread out trying to catch all these pistoliers and mortars and all that shit. Gelt escapes. He has less than 1,000 HP, though. That's 2 Spirit Leeches from death. And I don't think Azhag's going to be using Fate of Bune on anything. Everything worth it has already been killed off. Wow, he's actually just diving on Gelt. I guess he's not that worried about steam tanks and melee. But unfortunately, one did get right in his way, and now he's having a hard time landing because it's in his path. So then he finally lands, gets a good shot onto that, but another Final Hesitation will hit him and the Stone Trolls that are coming to join him. The counter Spirit Leech, and both of these lords are getting sniped out, though Azhag's leadership is about to falter and fail. Pistolier's running out of ammunition and HP. And Azhag has routed, though he will come back. Gelt is also going to rout. And I'm not entirely sure if he'll come back. At 400 HP, it gets risky, because he's not an elf. Like, if it was a high elf or a dark elf, yeah, they're coming back. But he's human, so you don't really know. Azhag's back, too. He could just chase Gelt down, and that might be what comes of him. Stone Trolls tear routed away from the steam tanks. But the Empire is running out of gas. Now, the main question with 2 steam tanks is they're unironically a win condition in a situation like this, where you wonder if the greenskins even have the metal left in them to stand up to the steam tanks, because anything steam tanks fight are going to tear out very quickly. Orc Boarboy Biggins trying to fight Empire Knights, it looks like. Take them out. which is important. If you can kill off any of the Empire mobility, then all the stuff the Steam Tanks routes, at least they have the distance to come back and fight again. If Empire Knights are there to chase them off, that could get pretty brutal. Gelt is going to make it off the battlefield alive. 25 HP. Azag's trying to get him! Ah, but the slippery horse bastard's too quick, and he does get away. Now, it's still a leadership spike for the Empire, but with all the time Azag spent, he wanted to kill Gelt, not just rout him. Empire's in mass retreat. Greenskins are free to chase them down if they feel like it, and the last non-unbreakable unit is running. I mean, the Empire Captain, but he's full HP, so it's going to take some time to get rid of him. Stone Trolls are trying to fight it out. Their leadership is faltering too much, and they are going to run away. Now, does Azag have any of his leadership buffs? No. Oh, no, that's a disaster. I mean, he couldn't have known he was going to fight 2 Steam Tanks, but if he had his... Azag has 2 different buffs. Hang on. Yeah, he has Get On With It, and then Slaga's Slashes. 2 different leadership buffs he can give passively, not even the Azag's Art Armor, because that doesn't give leadership. But anyway, if he had both of his passive leadership buffs, he could sit right above these Steam Tanks and buff up his Trolls, but without it, like, they're already shattering. And that one has plenty of health left to fight with, but it's just routed too many times, and Azag doesn't offer anything besides his base and Courage Aura. That's really brutal. Steam Tank's going to plow through these Orc Boys and rout them pretty much immediately. And that might just be the fate of the Greenskins this game. They just don't have the muscle left to stand up to these terror-causing Steam Tanks. They're trying to shoot at Azag. Azag is going to go duel one out. He's a way better duelist, but he is coming in at a significant health disadvantage. And actually, the Steam Tank hit its melee attack onto him. And it's swinging again. It's going for it. Hits him in the back with this little steam cannon. Yeah, it's legit. The Steam Tanks are going to win. There's nothing left for them. This Steam Tank's going to shoot at Azag, though he has routed twice, so the third time he routs, he would just shatter. If this was a closer game, you know you can't kill him. You might just want to let him rally and then shoot him one more time and shatter him and just not deal with it. But that'd be if it was a closer game. The balance of power doesn't know what's going on. I know that nothing on this battlefield has the leadership to deal with these Steam Tanks, so this game is effectively over. All these Stone Trolls have regen for a while. Can they hold? 22 leadership already. But the time they took away to heal also meant they reset their Terror route, so they can Terror route at a moment's notice, but the Death Creepers and Stone Trolls are teaming up. Steam Tank's aiming its big gun over here, though, and if it fires, it'll break them, because under attack by artillery is a hell of a drug. But the Steam Tank's not firing. Fired, but it missed! But it missed! The Stone Trolls get to keep swinging at its friend. 1,000 leadership and falling for one of the Steam Tanks. Is it the wild comeback? 500 HP. This Steam Tank needs to shoot to save a friend. There's a big shot in. Huge damage. And there's the leadership debuff I was talking about. They immediately shatter, but it was really close to shitting the bed for just a second there. This Steam Tank is probably going to die to the Death Creepers. They can't Terror out for a little bit because they just did, though they might naturally rout in a second here. The other Steam Tank will be just fine. The Empire Captain will be just fine. That is it for the Greenskins. Got some more replays coming in. Let me save them up real quick here. All right. Steam Tanks, not even close to paying for themselves, but they were nice little terror pieces. Mortars, mixed value, overall not great. Pistoliers did well. Empire Captain did pretty well. And then State Troops held forever. On the side of Renner, Azag did well. Both his Stone Trolls honestly did fine. They just didn't have courage. Isn't it the Lion in the Wizard of Oz that wants courage? Archers got murdered by Steam Tanks and Mortars. Orc Boys did okay. Squigs did well. GG. Bwags on Tzeentch versus the Glorious Dust Bunny Armada on Kislev. I'll load that up while I check who is pinging me and why. Oh, it's Titus. DY. DY. So Bwags versus Glorious Dust Bunny Armada. Checking in on the tournament. Looks like we are most of the way through round 2. Now, for this tournament, if you care, Kairos Fate Weaver is banned, because he sucks. So Tzeentch has to get a little more creative. For that choice, we have the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch with his Chaos Spawn Summon, pink and blue fire. Front line of 4 Zongors. Back line of some Marauders, 1 Soul Grinder of Tzeentch, 1 Chaos Knight of Tzeentch, the Sour Guts, and the Shrieking Sky Rays are our Screamers, plus 1 Skirmish Cav. For the side of Kislev, we do have 2 Heavy War Sleds, a Patriarch to heal up the War Sleds, Armored Kossar frontline, Things in the Woods backline, triple Akshina ambushers, one of which is the Wolfhearts, and we have a basic caster of Tempest with Hawks of Miska and Hailstorm. Seeing a lot of Hawks in these new player tournaments, because I know Koala takes it all the time. But aside from that, I haven't seen it at any other level of play. But it's just weird to see, like, everyone in this tournament agree. Yeah, Hawks is good, lit. Great. Heavy War Sled stuck in melee combat, which is not at all where they want to be. They want to be constantly charging through stuff, but the Chaos Knights are holding them in place while the Soul Grinder continues to fire in whenever he gets the urge, but he's currently obstructed while they fire back at him, so he needs to really consider how obstructed he is. But the Zongor front line with some Marauders should be able to beat Armored Kossars, though this kind of clumping can't be allowed to happen, and it is about to get punished so bad by Hawks of Miska. Oh no, there's 4 units all in the same place. Oh, it's a disaster. It's overcasted, too. Oh, it hurts. Oh, the damage. It's going through them. The Discouraged Leadership Aura is also going to get them all to run, and Hawks does not cause friendly fire, if you didn't know that. So even though now it's rolling through the Armored Kossars, they don't care, but that is so much damage and such a brutal loss for Tzeentch. But on the other side, such a brutal loss for Kislev. These Heavy War Sleds are taking a lot of damage. And Heavy War Sleds are nothing to fuck around with. Like, they're 1,300 gold at least. I think they're maybe 1,350, but at least 1,300. So, like, yeah, that's like losing a Dragon Prince level of HP up there, and it's not going well for them. Heavy War Sleds still taking damage as they try and disrupt the Sour Guts, but both sides taking extreme losses. Pink Fire going through the Armored Kossars and Things in the Woods. It's not a very high armor-piercing spell, so the Armored Kossars will be fine. Shrieking Sky Rays finish off one of the Things in the Woods. They're fighting a Snow Leopard Summon and these other Things in the Woods. And that might be the death of them, especially if they're going to get shot at by pistols, so I wonder if they can somehow get out of the situation. As the Chaos Sorcerer Lord tries to run down the Ice Witch of Tempest, he does get 1 good hit off, and then he's going to get... she's going to run away, should be able to peel. On the other side, though, Chaos Knights are taking a lot of damage, same with the Heavy War Sleds, and they are also an expensive unit, so both sides really not getting away from each other here. Shrieking Sky Rays look like they are about to fall, though that Snow Leopard is a summon, so he'll also disappear in a second. And this clump of guys is coming back ready for round 2, as is their birthright. We need to start killing some Heavy War Sled models, or the Patriarch is going to be able to heal them all up, which is very concerning. There's a Celiax Lullaby. This next volley from the Soul Grinder is going to have to do some serious damage, but it's actually going for the Ice Witch of Tempest, and it's blocked accidentally by some Heavy War Sleds, which honestly, I like that hit better than if it had hit its actual target, because the War Sleds need to be shut down. Kislev is pulling ahead on the balance power. Some of it is mildly fraudulent, though, because the Patriarch is a horrendously bad combatant. Good Pink Fire goes through the Wolfhearts. Auction Ambush is going to be less tanky, that sort of thing. Soul Grinder's 5 volleys left. I really wouldn't hate for him to use them on the Heavy War Sleds, because those Heavy War Sleds are what's going to kill all of his chaff, not really the Patriarch. And the Soul Grinder also can't kill the Patriarch in 5 volleys, so he's just going to heal back up. Good Bolt of Tzeentch. I say this a lot with sniping strategies, but sniping strategies have to finish off whatever they're shooting at before switching targets, because you're getting a lot of it here. The Heavy War Sleds are very damaged, but they have 4 and 2 models left still, so they're pretty effective. This lady just took a Doom Bolt, but she's going to stay around. She's still going to cast spells, and this guy's taking Soul Grinder shots to the face, but he's still alive, and it's running out of ammo, so it's like, okay, if in the end we have a bunch of stuff at low HP, but none of it's dead, it's all going to heal back up because of the Patriarch, or because of Earthblood, or because of Regrowth, or all the healing in the game. It's very important to snipe correctly. Blue fire is out to try and hit the Patriarch, but all of them miss. How much of that was a dodge and how much of that was just hashtag skills? I'll leave up to you. One of the heavy war sleds is finally dying. The Soul Grinder finishes it off with one of his last volleys. The next volley's coming to this one. They're down to 3 models. This Chaos Sorcerer Lord follows the Patriarch around and keeps him under pressure. Under pressure. Big volley, but it is his last one. Oh, and he doesn't finish off another model. That's brutal, but they're quite low. Tzeentch, on the other side, all of their chaff is pretty much routing besides the Sour Guts. We're now being beset by things in the woods. We still have some Marauders trying to stay in here. The Wolf Hearts and their Auction Ambushes are around. But wait, does this guy still have a Chaos Spawn summon? Oh, there it is! I just thought of it. There it is. Oh, shit. That's so bad for Kislev. That's so bad! These heavy war sleds are opting in now. They're trying to get a heal from the Patriarch, but if the Chaos Spawn or something focus them down, they can get killed very easily. Another Hawks of Miska looks like it is coming out from the Ice Witch of Tempest, and that'll rout off the Marauders, but it won't rout off the Chaos Spawn. Chaos Spawn don't give a fuck. But the healing from the Patriarch is clutch. These heavy war sleds are getting more health than they started with, so is the Ice Witch as she runs away. Things are getting worse and worse for the sides of the Warriors of Chaos. Or Tzeentch, I guess, in this case. Things in the Woods terror routed away. Sour Guts still have a couple models they can fire with, but it's still not looking great for them. And the Soul Grinder's going to have to figure out some way to participate in this game without getting murdered by Auction Ambushers. Another pink fire from the Chaos Sorcerer of Tzeentch trying to kill off those guys. Heavy War Sleds still around, still 3 out of 4 models, and the Chaos Spawn Summon is running out of time. The Patriarch is healthier than he started that fight. Soul Grinder Tzeentch down to half HP. Auction Ambusher's going to do it with the Sour Guts. The Sour Guts have just lost a lot of models, though, so they're not really going to be that impactful. Once the Chaos Spawn are gone, I worry so are Tzeentch's hopes in this game. Blue Fire is out, does a little bit of damage to the Ice Witch of Tempest. Sour Guts still taking damage. Wolfheart's firing at the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch. As he's going for those heavy war sleds. Now he switches on to the Patriarch, and he'll do decently in that little fight. Decently might not be enough. He's an okay melee combatant that's mostly used for his ammo, and he's now out of ammo. Demonic Instability is closing in on our friend the Soul Grinder as the heal cap also threatens to take to Patriarch, but one of those things is much more threatening as the Soul Grinder is going to go down soon, just leaving the Chaos Sorcerer Lord all on his lonesome. I wonder if that is the end. Ice Witch still running away from her Chaos Sorcerer Lord friend. And he does get a free rear charge, but he misses his attack. Soul Grinder's gone. Heavy War Sleds still have ammo. Patriarch still has healing to give, and he is running forward to stall the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Tzeentch. The only light at the end of the tunnel is that there's not a ton of good damage. Oh shit, there's still 2 pack traps. Okay, they could net this guy and then just shoot the shit out of him and actually get decent damage out. I was gonna say, if they didn't have the nets, then it's like, I mean, you can just walk at the archers and that's that. But another Bolt of Change is coming down onto the Patriarch, though the Chaos Sorcerer Lord is getting critically low. Things in the woods are swarming around him, getting a little bit of buffs from the Patriarch, still getting that +5/+5 melee stats. And a Bolt of Change hit him. Doesn't look like it's going to matter too much. Is that at the end of Tzeentch? Kislev stands triumphant. For Bwags and Glorious Dust Bunny, good game. Soul Grinder just spread out his damage too much because he got really good damage value. It was just onto too many targets, so he didn't finish anything. Chaos Knights did fine. His Caster did fine. Shrieking Skyres also did well. Sour Guts did amazing. The Zongor is getting stuck on each other and then getting hit with that Hawks of Miska overcast was really brutal. Same with some of the Marauders. So, some tough stuff in there. On the Kislev side, their caster did okay, stayed alive. Patriarch offered a ton of healing. The heavy war sleds did a lot of work. Actually, Ambushers did okay. One of them got shut down pretty heavily, and Things in the Woods Armor Crossars did alright. GG. GG. Am I allowed to use the Changeling as Kairos? Probably not. Yeah, I wouldn't. One of my mods is on top of it, though. Lizardmen versus Empire. Buttonized Mark. Versus... Oh, I never know how to say your name. Tlotoni? Tlotonai. Tloxlon Soothsayer. Holy shit, he's not bringing in a caster again. And he's bringing Volkmar. Is this the guy? Is this the guy that always brought Volkmar? In the last tournament that we cast of his? I think it is. My guy, I appreciate the memes. I appreciate the love. You need a caster. You just need one. It's like playing chess without a queen. Can you win? Yes. Yeah. But you just, like, handicap yourself so hard by not having a caster. Because it's not like you're paying for the Winds of Magic. The Winds of Magic are there. You just currently have no access to them. Okay, what do we got? For the Lizards, we have triple Chameleon Skink, 4 Chameleon Skinks, actually, somewhere in the back line. 2 flanking Ripperdactyl Riders, 2 horned ones. I thought I saw. Yep, 2 horned ones, 1 feral cold one, frontline of skink cohorts, and a Slawn Mage Priest of Life with Earth Blood and Regrowth. On the other side, for the Empire, we do have Sterling's Revenge. Sterling's Revenge! On the front line, currently getting gatted by Chameleon Skinks, but they're trying to fire back. Some Spearmen, some Handgunners, including the Silver Bullets. Then we do have a Hammer of the Witches, more Spears, more Halberds, and triple War Wagon with Volkmar the Grim rolling up the center. Volkmar does not clear infantry like he did in Game 2. It's true. Oh, he's Horsemar, though. He's Horsemar the Grim. I appreciate the dedication. Like, if Volkmar is just your favorite character, then more power to you, but if you want my actual analysis, he's like the worst Lord in the Empire roster. Actually, pause. And I know some people hate this, but too bad. Your videos. Dwarves, that means Empire's like next. Boom! I listed him as the worst lord. A lot of the chariot mounts got fixed, and his is no exception. So now a lot more units in the game. It's canon. In an upcoming video, I list him as the worst. Anyway, so I think even if you, like, if you're just doing the meme and you want to make Volkmar work because he's your favorite, cool. But I just can't, I can't entertain any argument that he's viable because I think he's just terrible, unfortunately. War Wagon's trying to shoot some Coldwind Riders. They are going to roll away, so nice job there, making sure they don't just get caught. As Ripperdactyls do pile in on the Hammer of the Witches, they'll do good damage, but they're now surrounded by Halberds and getting shot by the Silver Bullets, so it is a costly dive. Which is, I mean, Ripperdactyls do this. They do it all the time. They'll try to get some healing later and be useful, but the Empire doing good at punishing that. Some Spearmen getting eaten alive by Horned Ones. And Skinks. But the layers of defense seems to be going okay. These Handgunners are going to have to turn their shots on the hillside and kill off these Coldwind Riders. The Coldwind Riders are already struggling. Ooh, nice job here from the Empire player. I like that. Pulling his War Wagons through his spears. Now that the Coldwind Riders are caught up on spears, the War Wagons get away. That was good. That was really good. So far, the Empire is playing quite well. I have a bunch of questions about their build, like efficacy-wise, but their play so far has actually been pretty solid in this game. Handgunners are on a lot of the right targets. Not a lot of stuff is AFK or anything. Their War Wagons are being kept safe, so overall good stuff. War Wagons now shooting at the Horned Ones in front of them. Handgunners gonna go shoot at Chameleon Skinks, which there's probably focused on the Ripperdactyls and the Horned Ones, but shit happens. It's a decent target. Like, they're getting okay damage down on an expensive unit. Halberds are gonna have to move up and peel off some of these guys. It looks like some of these Halberds are still trying to defend the Hammer of the Witches, which is technically back online. It's still firing. 4 out of 4 models. It's just shooting at Chameleon Skinks. But man, the sheer mass of Horned Ones and Ripperdactyl Riders without Demigryph Knights or Empire Knights or any form of massed block for you, it is going to be entirely on your micro and just wandering around just to keep your unit safe. It looks like the Silver Bullets are almost nearly, yes, doubling up on words. Almost taken out by the Ripperdactyls. They are going to rout just before the Ripperdactyls do. Horned Ones get through some of our other Handgunners and Spearmen. So there was 3 Handgunners, right? Where's the 3rd one? I guess they're just dead. Don't know. We're missing a Handgunner, presumed dead. There they are, way in the backfield. For the Lizardmen side, they still have 2 healthy Horned Ones running around, some Feral Cold Ones. Both their Ripperdactyls are so injured or flat out dead that they're not really going to be a factor in this game. Their Slawn's healthy, but he's also not a big deal because he's never going to die. So really it is these 2 Horned Ones versus 3 war wagons that are significantly injured and some handgunners. Currently, I think the Lizardmen are in a slightly better position, but it is slight. Because if this war wagon rallies, yeah, which it's going to, damn. If it had walked all the way off, that would have been brutal, losing something of 3 out of 4 models and that much ammunition. Horned ones are swarming around the war wagons, and we're really feeling the changes that happened. Where war wagons, when they were peak of annoying, those horned ones wouldn't be able to do any damage to them, because they'd catch up and then they just walk alongside them. But there have been some changes that do mean if cavalry catch up to something like this, they do pretty decent damage. So the war wagons are actually taking shots. And Chameleon's King's firing into them now is terrible for the war wagons. They don't want to get in a fight like that. They're not kitted to kill a lot of loosely scattered infantry. So they're just taking a bunch of damage to the Chameleon's Kings. Not that much they can do. Some Feral Cold Ones are back. Ripperdactyls tried to ride off those war wagons, but they're just way too low, so they get pushed off instead. Volkmar is rolling through Skinks. Doing great. Honestly providing a lot of support. Grand Shield of Faith to keep Halberdiers alive. And somehow this Hammer of the Witches is still alive, though it's currently trying to fire into Skinks, which it can't see them. And even if it could, it's not a great target. It should probably just be taxing the Slann or the Horned ones at this point. All the magic went into Volkmar's mustache. So the cannons have had some weird target selection all game. They definitely need to be shooting at large targets, either Horned ones or the Slann, or maybe Ripperdactyls or something like that. Other than that, the Empire player's been playing really, really well. For the Lizardmen, not a ton of complaints. The Ripperdactyls might have been a little antsy diving in before the rest of the Lizardmen were here. That's really the only like big concern. The rest of this could be build stuff. I don't think Chameleon Skinks are particularly good. I think the 400 gold Skirmish Skinks do pretty much the same job for a lot cheaper. Alright, so I might go with them instead. Otherwise, the Lizardmen have been pretty good about getting on top of war wagons and stuff, doing a lot of damage to those guys. Some Skinks and some Skirmish Skinks firing at the Hammer of the Witches. This should be the end of that artillery piece, as it just now starts to fire at Horned ones who are clumping up on Volkmar. Great for their fight versus Volkmar, but if the Hammer of the Witches actually fire over here, it could be a disaster, but they're routed off before that gruesome cannonball could actually erupt. Still have some Feral Cold Ones. Where's the second Horned one? I thought I saw it route a bit ago, but it looks like it maybe went all the way off the map. Nope, there it is. So these two, if they regroup with the Life Slann, now time is 100% in the favor of the Lizardmen. If they sit back here and just get some healing, they'll be okay. And the War Wagons have a lot of ammunition left to deal with those Horned ones, but they just don't have the range to do it. They have to get through a lot of chaff before they get there. They don't have a lot of HP to sacrifice running through all these darts and whatever. The Dart Skinks do need to focus their ammunition on the War Wagons, though. Shooting at Halberdiers is neat, but not that critical. Well, might be critical, actually. I guess I hadn't thought about it. I'm so used to there being, like... Oh, and the Slann doesn't have Blood Statue to Spite or Banishment. Why? They're so good. Why? Oh, God. Okay, that makes the Halberdiers a little more threatening. No Saurus and no damage spells from the Slann. I guess I get shooting them. You don't want your Horned ones to sit in those guys. Still, though. Rooting for Bwags. We saw Bwags' Tzeentch earlier. It's currently down 0-1 as far as replays go. I don't know where he actually is in the tournament because I'm not live. War Wagons being used as chariots to help out these Halberdiers, and they are getting them to rout, but here come the Horned ones, and the Horned ones are scared of War Wagons at range, but in melee, ooh, boy, they are not. They're ripping these guys apart, just slamming them down. Balance of power is skyrocketing towards... Well, skyrocketing for the Lizardmen, plummeting for the Empire as these War Wagons get murdered. It went from about even to now, like, decisively in one side's favor. Volkmar's trying to chase off the Horned ones, but it is too late for the Empire. All of those War Wagons are going to get shut down. Is this Bwags? Go Bwags. We just watched Bwags in the last one. This isn't Bwags anymore. I forgot who it is. I know the Empire player is Tatulani. I can't say his name, but the guy that takes Volkmar and no caster. I forgot who the Empire player is. As we're about to watch Volkmar get slowly ground to defeat, balance of power goes a little bit better for the Empire for a second, because all these War Wagons are going to get run down by the Horned ones. That'll be that. And once the Horned ones return to deal with Volkmar, they will kill him quite effectively. There goes the last War Wagon, and there goes the last mustache. There's the seal cap. Soulfire Bombardment to clear out some skinks. Khorne ones go charging back in. And Volkmar is not unbreakable when he's not on his War Altar, so at some point army losses will take him. That was Buttonized Mark and Tlatwani. That one. I forgot it was Mark who sent in the replay. Ripperdactyls did okay. Horned ones did great. Coldwind Riders and Feral Cold ones did what they had to. The Chameleon Skinks did prove to be the winners of the day. They got a ton of value, though I would still argue that the 400 gold skinks could get about as much value. Human Boy, you get to make... Sorry, I'm going to put a dot beneath you so you get above the heart and I can actually see what you typed to me. Get to make one new ROR. What unit is it? What does it do differently? Let me think about that. Spearman. Swordsman. Halberds got a lot of value. Handguns did fine. War Wagons did pretty fine. Cannon, unfortunately, did not do a lot. Should have taken 2 tanks. Should have taken 2 tanks. Alright, new ROR, and what does it do? Oh, that's a lot of replays! No! Why? I don't want this many replays. Stop sending me replays! I'm joking. Don't believe that. Are we all rooting for Bags? Yeah, apparently. Alright, Skirmish versus AI. 1 second. So RORs. Let me think what roster doesn't have a ton of good RORs, and then we'll zoom in on that one. Kislev does not have very many good RORs, so let's zoom in on them. Oathbrows of Tor are good. Ice Bear is bad. Beowulfs are good. Streltsy are bad. Actually, not. Ambushers is good. Hearthblade's bad. Watchmen of the Night are bad. Okay, so there's a lot of bad ones. Different ROR. Grenade Armored Kossars could be fun. I feel like the Ogre RORs are also underwhelming. Oh yeah, there's so few of them. What the fuck? There's so few RORs for the Ogres. Ogres, I'm surprised the Ogres don't have, like, a normal ROR for any of their, like, actual Ogre Bull units. So I'd probably do an Ogre Bulls with Iron Fists ROR. And what I would give it... I'd give it some Missile Reflect. That could be fun. Not 100% Missile Reflect, but, like, 50 or something. So if you shoot them with missiles within a certain range, it goes back at you. But I would make the range much larger than the Green Fucker. The Green Fucker's range is so god-awful terrible that it doesn't even reflect, like, any missiles at all. But maybe make the effect range, like, 110 instead of 55, and then give them 50% Missile Reflect. And call them, like... Because it'd be the Ogre Bulls with Iron Fist Regiment of Renown. So maybe call them the... Mirror Fists or something. And then, like, their gauntlet is made out of, like, diamond on the character model. Because right now they have that iron gauntlet that's their shield. This would be made out of, like, diamond or some sort of crystal. So they reflect some of your shit back at you somehow. I mean, like, for arrows, that doesn't make much sense. But for bullets, there's reflection. So maybe you shoot at them with a handgunner and then the bullet ricochets and hits you in the face. Or for magic-y stuff, like the crystal absorbs it and then flings it back at the blue horrors of Tzeentch or whatever. Like, shit like that. Arrows, it wouldn't make any sense, but it's a Warhammer game. Making sense isn't the top priority. That's probably what I'd do. Moving on. We have replays to cast. So we have more Bwags, which apparently everybody wants, but we just cast Tatalani, so let's not do that. Let's do... Parrier Post versus Electric Spinach. While I am not excited about casting Brettonia, I'll get through it. Call them the Bullet Eaters or something, Hank? That could be good. Yeah. peasant mob with massive damage reflection would be fun. Yeah. Just cover their suit in, like, they're, like, wearing, like, this robe, and the robe just has a bunch of wooden stakes coming out of it. That'd be pretty funny. The bouncing guts. Yeah, you guys are already coming up with a lot better stuff than me. Dowie RORs? Dwarves actually have a lot of good RORs. I mean, if you really wanted me to design one more, I could, but if I got to design one for the whole game, it wouldn't be for dwarves. It'd be for one of the Game 3 factions, because Game 3 factions have pretty pathetic ROR numbers right now. Anyway. What are we doing? Ah, yes. Spears. So we have a shield, spearmen at arms with shields, the Holy Wardens of La Massatil, a foot squire, a men-at-arms polearms, and then a Grail Relique, a peasant... What the hell is this Brettonia build? Like, it's fine, because it has Hippogriffs, Lewin, a Healing Caster, and Grail Knights. It's fine, but, like, everything else about it is one of these, one of those, how about one of these? It's one of everything. It's a one of everything build. There is literally... I was joking, but there's literally not a single duplicate unit. There's one archer, one spearman, one halberd guy, one foot squire, one battle... It's one of everything! Anyway, there's a Hippogriff Knight, there's a Grail Knight, there's the Knights of the Lion-Hearted, Knights Throne, Regiment of Renown, Damsel of Life with Awakening of the Wood and Earthblood to spam out the 2 cheap spells and heal up the whole army. On the other side for Khorne, we have 2 Chaos Warhounds of Khorne, the Knights of Brazen Throne, the Blood Brute Behemoth, more Minotaurs with great weapons, and then Chaos Warriors with Halberds and Marauders with Valkia in the sky. It's a pretty well-constructed Khorne build to deal with Brettonia here. Where's the Brett army in this Brett army? They don't need an army. They just need some. They just need some healing and some knights. That's really it. Grail Knights and Knights of the Lionheart are trying to run down these dogs, and they actually are catching them. Though while they're distracted, I wonder what happens on the front line as Knights of the Brazen Throne are going to go straight through. Hippogriff Knights can't stop this train. Choo choo, motherfucker! Boom! Did less damage on the impact than I actually would have thought. Normally they do quite a lot, and now they're just going to try and awkwardly walk out of here because their choo choo ended up being a little sag. Bloodroot Behemoth, ooh, big pick, does catch out the Damsel of Life, isolated for a bit, but he misses his charge attack and actually takes more damage from her than she did from him, because reasons. And then the Knights of the Brazen Throne get dove on by Hippogriff Knights, and Lewin Sword of Khorne is just wrecking them. Oh, and it's a disaster for Khorne in the early game. So you're saying this Brett build has no weaknesses? No, it has weaknesses, just... Probably just halberd spam, because without a bunch of archers and without chaff to help you out, your knights are going to have to deal with a bunch of halberds and then you'll die. King Lewin now fighting the Bloodroot Behemoth and Valkia. It's 2v1 he probably won't want, but it's not actually a 2v1 as he has all of the support in the world surrounding him. That's probably going to make short work of the Bloodroot Behemoth and Valkia. Archers are firing into Minos, who are stuck on halberds for now. And Khorne should win the frontline fight eventually. It's just if it's going to matter. Is they've already lost 2 dogs. They've lost Knights of the Brazen Throne. And Bloodroot Behemoth's also not feeling too great. Healing coming in for Brettonia. They're doing fine. And dogs conga line in to try and kill the Damsel of Life. What happened to the ROR charge? Got a Wolf Archer in it. Vanilla ones are sad. Oh, okay. You're talking about SFO mod. Yeah, I don't know. They used to be really, really good on the charge, and then something got nerfed about it. I don't think it was in the patch notes. I think it just got, like, shadow nerfed, I think is what we would call it. Come in for another rear charge. There they get more damage. So the first one, just something went wrong with it. It was a little broken in some fashion, but that charge did more what you expect from the Brazen Throne, as they straight up delete an archer unit. Bloodroot Behemoth still trying to fight his way out. He is healing up a bit, and Valkia gets back here to try and snipe the Damsel of Life. Though she's surrounded by Knights of the Lion-Hearted now. I don't know if she'll be able to complete the snipe attempt, but she's getting good damage down. Maybe going to rout that damsel. Minotaurs of Khorne broke through the front line. They do need to turn around and fight against the Grail Knights that are on their back. And there are halberds getting through those Grail Knights. Khorne's not entirely out yet. Just as I say that, though, Valkia is about to get sniped for real. Lewin's here with the Knights of the Lion-Hearted, and that'll be a bad time for her. Hippogriffs and Grail Knights teaming up on these Minos. And the front line of Khorne can only do so much work as their back line gets trashed. Alright, Minos are gone. Dogs rejoin the fight for a brief second. Valkia is proving tankier than Brettonia expected. She is infantry sized, so these Knights of the Realm don't actually get their bonus versus large versus her. And halberds are still streaming into the battle. Knights of the Brazen Throne can chase off spearmen and archers and such and get more kills to give khorne their army passives. But I don't know what you really want here. Sword of Khorne is useless against these knights. Maybe the Unbreakable one for your Bloodbird Behemoth. If you have the Tier 2 army ability, it could be good right now since he's about to get charged in the open. Just have him fight to the death. Because his death is coming. It is very imminent. But judging by the fact that he didn't even countercharge, I'm betting that this is not on the khorne player's top mind. So probably not going to get it a Tier 2 army ability in time, so he's going to break. Rest in peace, Bloodbird Behemoth. Khorne sweeping up the last of Brettonia's non-cav. And they still have one full health halberd, and then another wounded halberd. Maybe they can kill all of the knights if they just pile in. Hippogriff Knights are fighting the Minotaurs of Khorne with great weapons. Not a great fight for them, especially when supported by all these halberds. Those guys are coming in. It's getting a little spooky. Grail Knights have to get a rear charge in to break those Minos and get rid of the mass. The Hippogriff Knights can move again. Because the Hippos are actually trying to path out now, but only some of them are actually getting away, and this does leave Lewin all isolated. Grail Knights are actually going to go deal with the Knights of Brazen Throne, but who cares? Like, the Knights of Brazen Throne are not a factor in this game right now. This is Lewin gets abandoned, and some of the Hippogriffs... Looks like all four are in the sky. Yeah, all four are in the sky now. Lewin gets away. So Brettonia averted disaster there. Knights of the Brazen Throne do get rear charged by the Grail Knights and killed entirely. Valkia continues to try and snipe the Damsel of Life, though she has to get back to her compatriots soon. I don't know where these Minos are going, but they need to stop doing that. They can't get caught out again. They need to stay on their halberds. They're going to get caught out again. They did not stay on their halberds. Hippogriff Knights get a rear charge onto them. Minos are stuck fighting it out. If they have a Tier 2 khorne ability, at least maybe they could fight their way to the death, but it's not looking like it. Valkia is going to fight Lewin, but Lewin is pathing away from all these halberds, and now these halberds are waddling slowly to go help the Hippogriff Knights, but it's way too late for that. So some key misplays from the khorne player coming into the late game here is costing them a lot. They just lost their Minotaurs for free. They lost the Knights of Brazen Throne. Lewin's beating up on Valkia in the sky. Lion Shield is popped for resistances, I guess. He doesn't need the missile or the spell resist versus her, but might as well pop it. It doesn't hurt you. We'll see what the halberds can do. Valkia lands, but she lands away from her halberds and gets dogpiled on. Then she routes, and that's army losses. Oof. Oof. Parry Riposte does prove victorious with the fun units of Brettonia. Gotta hate Brettonia in this meta. Just take their most expensive knights, heal the shit out of them, let them carry the game for you. Parry played it fine. It's just hard to root for Brettonia in the current meta. Then aside for Electric Spinach, Minos did alright, Bloodbird Behemoth did okay, Valkia did well, Knights of Brazen Throne struggled a bit. Halberds mixed value. Marauders and Dogs did okay, but it's a toughie. They just really have to group up on their halberds in that late game. And then march your whole group towards the archers and force Brettonia to come to you and then countercharge them, or they can land in halberds. But they were just getting isolated, as you saw. Like, Valkia went outside the halberds and then she got killed. Well, before that, Minotaurs went outside the halberds and they got killed. So anything that left the halberds just got pounced upon by all of Brettonia and they got murdered. Who are the top tier factions right now? Grand Cathay, Brettonia, and Lizardmen. I'm checking on the tournament right now to see if I need to be doing final stuff. Nope. Round 3 is almost over. Yeah. Perry's messaging me. He's mad. He's pissed. He's irate that I would dare say negative things about Brettonia. No, it's not true. It's not true. But more to the point, just like, It's hard to root for the meta factions because, you know, you're tired of seeing them at this point where you're just like, oh, goody, Brettonia. Oh, goody, Grand Cathay. Things like that. For a while, I was like, oh, goody, Dark Elves. Which is why, like, I'm happy when Scaven aren't meta because then it's exciting when I play my faction. As opposed to, I'm a Scaven main. I really just want to play Scaven all the time. It's all I want to do. And then when Scaven are meta, then people are like, this fucking scumbag. And I'm like, nope, I'd be doing this if they were a D-tier faction. If campaigning exclusive units were allowed, which faction would be top tier? High Elves, easily. High Elves have some redonkulously overtuned things. Redonkulous. Okay. We have Bwags, everyone's tournament favorite, apparently. Everybody loves Bwags. Let's all just cheer for Bwags. Even though he's a jerk. Holy shit! Holy shit! I have to type to him right now. You took great stag knights. So proud of him. So proud of him. Dude, he hates great stag knights, so I'm glad he's using them. Because great stag knights are good. They're just fragile. But they're actually, like, really good in specific situations, which is why you don't see them all the time. But if you can get them in their good situations, they're good. Okay, we gotta like focus up, you guys. We gotta focus up. So versus Tlatiani, and he brought a motherfucking caster. Ah shit. Ah shit. It's the end of the Age of Men, even though he's playing men. So I guess it's the start of the Age of Men. Tlatiani, the fucking legend, brings a caster. It's over. It's over. He also has a General of the Empire, which is Pog. Is this Age of Empires? No. All right. Flatiani not taking Volkmar the Grim. He has 2 Outriders, grenade launchers, a General of the Empire, 2 mortars, and then the Silver Bullets, other handgunners, 2 a front line of state troops, a General of the Empire, and a Bright Wizard of 2 Empire Knights. Now, he was very much ready for Wood Elf Kite. He didn't get Wood Elf Kite. He got Wood Elf Max Rush. 5 Dryads, including the Race of the Frozen Heart, Orion, a Healing Caster, 3 Great Stag Knights, and then a bunch of Glade Riders. And the Blitz is on as the Great Stag Knights go rampaging through the front line. They already got onto the Sigmar's Sons in the middle. I thought that was the Silver Bullets, but they're actually on the Sigmar's Sons. And the Empire's just trying to defend itself. Grenade launchers got a couple little volleys off, and now they're trying to run away. Now they're firing sideways into the Great Stag Knights as Empire Knights try and get ready to countercharge somewhere, some way, somehow. Mortars plus Burning Head are wrecking this front line of trees as both sides take extreme damage on the start of this game. But with both Outriders being shut down, it's a lot of damage value out for the Empire. And Great Stag Knights getting a charge on the backline. They are shredding these Empire Knights. Their flags are kind of backwards for us here, but they're shredding the Empire Knights, which means the mortars are next. Glade Riders sweep in to also get some handgunners. But all is not well in Wood Elf land, as the balance power is actually actively against them. While I disagree that they're down in this game, I do think it's a little them favored. I can see where it's coming from. They've taken so much damage on the charge. Like, so much. This Great Stag Knight, this 1,500 gold unit is almost fucking dead. This 1,500 gold unit's almost fucking dead. All the Glade Riders have taken a ton of damage. It was a painful charge. But a charge it was, as the Great Stag Knights are now freed up. They shut down one of the mortars. They shut down the Silver Bullets. Empire is up on the balance of power 4 now as the General of the Empire tries to rally some spearmen to finish off the Dryads and turn around and deal with the cavalry. Sigmar's Sons giving the Flamin' Sword of Ruin to make them even stronger against Orion and the Spellsinger of Life. That might not be enough. Flaming Sword of Ruin applies the General of the Empire as he charges in, gets a big shot onto the Spellsinger of Life. He doesn't give a fuck. Now the Empire fell out of favor, and the balance of power gods all of a sudden favor the Wood Elves as it swings wildly back and forth as both mortars are shut down. All of the Outriders grenade launchers are shut down. The Silver Bullets are shut down. We have a full health Empire Knight and a full health Spearman over here that need to come join the fight, but doesn't look like they'll be able to, as Sigmar's Sons are about to get shredded by the Hounds of Orion, ripping through them. Unbreakable Sigmarite blood everywhere as the dogs go rogue, and they start eating some Glade Riders. Dear God! Somebody stop them! Oh yeah, you can't. The General of the Empire terror routes off as Orion beats his ass into the dirt, but the Sigmar's Sons ain't done. They might get rid of the Spellsinger of Life, but there is nothing left for the Empire to do in this game except suck and die. Mateus in the chat, if you heard my first game commentary, I said, besides Volkmar, you played great. You played really, really great. I really liked a lot of your engagement choices. I really liked how you played with your war wagons. I really liked everything about it. I think Volkmar held you back quite a lot. But, yeah. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I also try not to sugarcoat things, because then that takes away from the value of a cast. Or it's like, I'll call a spade, I'll call a mistake, but I'll also, like, try and compliment good things people do. But I don't know. I just never want to be the type of caster where everything everybody does is good all the time, and everything's sugar and rainbows, and it's like, nah, dude. Sometimes we fuck up. I fuck up all the time. And I'll always tell you when I fuck up. Alright. That distraction aside, this game has pretty much wrapped up at 4 minutes into the game. Army losses is imminent. Orion is still full health. We have a lot of great Stag Knights still running around, and the Empire is shattered, their back broken. As that build was not ready for what the Wood Elves brought. It was admirably fought, as this is going to be a very satisfying Burning Head. But it was admirably fought, even for having the exact opposite of what you thought was coming your way. It was quite close for a while, but the Wood Elves managed to stick it out. Orion being the big centerpiece. Because everything else the Wood Elves have here is pretty damaged, but a full health Orion is just too much to deal with. I was just kidding, no hard feelings. Oh, there's hard feelings. Oh wait, don't do that. Shit. Well, I already did that. I can't see the value because I exited the replay like a chump. I got into the muscle memory of when I'm casting replays. When I go through them to see which are any good, after I realize the conclusion is nigh, I just hit end. So, that's my bad. Bwag's got a win. Buttonized Mark sent me a replay. Cool, but I have to do tournament things soon, it would appear. We are almost at the final round. There's one game left in round 3, so I can cast one more replay before I'm gonna have to do some tournament stuff here. So let's see what we got. Dust Bunny. I'm just looking for names I haven't cast yet. Just making sure I've got everybody. We cast one game of Renners. I think we've only cast one game of Dust Bunny, too. And Pale Ale. Alright, this will be a good one. Pale Ale, he did tell me ahead of time that he brought the exact same build as he did game 1, because he's working on it. So if you didn't catch that, welcome back. But he does know it's the exact same build. Versus Dust Bunny in our first Norsca of the day. If Mr. Casual's still around, here's your Norsca, buddy.
Very well.
You already cast the Khorne versus Brett game, by the way? There's two. There's 2 Khorne versus Brett games. Okay. So, same Tomb King's build as before. 2 melee Shopti mixed in with Skeleton Spears, the Kepler Guard, Necrotect on his Chariot with his constant debuff and his heal for the Cameron War Sphinxes, Arc in the Black on his Chariot with Fate of Muna and Spirit Leech, 2 Cameron War Sphinxes, and a Carrion. On the other side, for Norsca, first sighting of the day, we have some Skin Wolves and Norscan Ice Wolves. Very, very potent combos. Then we have the Maws of Savagery with other Skin Wolves. The Maws of Savagery, the ROR Armored Skin Wolves. A Marauder frontline with some Spearmen to back them up. 2 Javelin Throwers, a Shaman Sorcerer of Metal with Plague of Rust and a Searing Doom. Then Wolfric the Wanderer with all of his buffs. Norscan Ice Wolves getting in the good flank. Now, they are less effective in this matchup because the Tomb Kings aren't going to route, and dogs in general like things to route for them and then to chase them off the map and etc. But Norscan Ice Wolves are just statted heavily enough with almost 50 weapon strength and 30 melee attack that even versus undead, they're still useful enough to bring. They'll get good damage out. There's an unholy pile of infantry here that I hope Wolfric has his Sea Fang to just throw it right here and kill off 2 Skeleton Spearmen in one cast. Maybe with a Searing Doom paired on top of it, that could be pretty brutal. Plague of Rust Overcast, though, onto a Cameron War Sphinx does lower it down to 35 armor, making it a prime target for these Javelin Throwers if they can get a shot down. Searing Doom coming out, but where is that Sea Fang? It looks like it actually just happened. Yeah, it happened while I was looking at something else, so half health off both the Spearmen is a good cast. Tomb King's running into the problem of all these goddamn dogs. As the Kepler Guard have also taken a lot of damage. Arkin has to bail them out with a summon and some help. Khemrian War Sphinx is going to probably try and get in the back line here and deal with these Javelins in melee, but man, one of them's already lost 2/3 of his health to those guys. He's not feeling the love, Mr. Krabs. He's just not. Marauders had their back broken. They are running. Some of them are trying to rejoin the fight now, but that's not really what the game is about, is it? As all the dogs continue to tear apart the backline. That full health skeleton is a summon, so it's a lie, but the Tomb Kings have taken a lot of damage in this early game. And Wulfric is now going after the Khemrian War Sphinx. It's still getting poked down by these Javelins. And this Javelin's actually used a lot of its ammunition, considering how early in the game you are. That's actually really surprising. Marauders running out of gas, they did their job. They held the skeletons in place, and now Norsca's mobility core needs to repay them in full, and it looks like so far we're on a good shot for that. Hunter Champions lowers Arkin down to 0 melee defense. We do need some of the dogs to pile back in here and support a little bit. It looks like they're coming now. Going to rear charge all these skeletons and try and finish them off. While Wulfric fights a 2v1 alone. He really wanted at least one of these skin wolves and one of these dogs to come help him with Arkin, so that is a bit of a mistake here from Norsca. They've been playing a tight game so far, but that is one mistake that has occurred, and it might cost them quite a lot if Wulfric loses here. A good Searing Doom onto the Tomb King's going to hit 2 different Skeleton Spearmen, so that's a good cast. Wulfric is still trying to deal with Arkin. Despite the Van Braces of the Sun lowering his stats quite a bit, he's still a better melee combatant than Chariot Arkin. Finally get some Skin Wolves, and this could honestly just be Arkin dead. Especially if a Norscan Ice Wolf joins up with him, then Arkin's going to be too slow to ever get away from the Skin Wolves, but it looks like the Skin Wolves didn't manage to get us around, which sometimes happens, then Arkin just ran away. 2 Khemrian War Sphinxes still rolling around. Looks like this one that was almost dead did get a restore cast from the Necrotect, or has it gotten 2? No, it's only gotten 1, so there's a second restore still available. Tomb King's running out of chaff. The Kepler Guard are trying to regen up what they can. That Ushapti summon is fake. So there really is only 1 melee Ushapti left, and it is still taking a lot of damage. Skeleton Spearmen are fading away, and there's another Searing Doomcast onto the Kepler Guard. Plus Arkin's Skeleton Summon that just came out, though it's barely in the range of the Searing Doom. It's not really going to take that much damage. Wulfric is thinking about taking a fight with one of these Khemrian War Sphinxes. They are piss-poor duelists. And there's a Plague of Rust Overcast. Oh, I like that combo with Wulfric. Wulfric on his horse is actually not primary armor piercing. He has a lot of base weapon damage. So lowering its stats down to 35 armor and then getting the Skin Wolves to pair in, I really, really like this. This is good use of spells. God damn. Spirit Leech onto Wulfric, though, as Arkin and the Necrotect come to try and save the Khemrian War Sphinx from its fate. But man, it took a lot of damage in that duel. It did not enjoy that whatsoever. Here are those Norscan Ice Wolves to slow down Arkin. Not only has 59 speed, that means the Maws of Savagery are faster than them, and they can keep up. And Arkin's trying to get away from now. Necrotect helps the Khemrian War Sphinx peel off some of the Skin Wolves. Balance of Power is still about dead even, as Norsca is forced away from the Kepler Guard. Now that summon, it's fake. There's a lot of fake things on the battlefield. Summon's fake, so it was really just the Kepler Guard. That's the only chaff left in the game. These Javelin throwers have been persistent throughout the game. They're coming back to once again poke away at the Khemrian War Sphinxes. Can Norsca regen enough to stay in this game? Balls of Savagery are in here fighting something. Khemrian War Sphinx is managing to crumble a little bit. All of that damage counts against the Tomb Kings. Because they're out of healing now. Their Tier 3 armor ability is gone, so they have no more passive healing from that. Arkin doesn't have the Lore of Nehekara, so now all damage should stick. Yeah, Restore's gone too. And a big pick-off for Norsca. They got the Necrotect down. He's slowed by the Norscan Ice Wolves. He's stuck in the Maws of Savagery. He's trying to get away, but these Javelins are hitting him in the face. Khemrian War Sphinx with a rear charge trying to bail him out, and it looks like it will. He's stopped crumbling for the moment, but the Maws of Savagery still caught back up to him for a bit. Get 1 or 2 swings off, but he's not crumbling anymore. Norsca's ahead on the bounce power for the first time. As Wulfric stays safe from Arkin, he's staying away from that Spirit Leech range, or at least forcing Arkin to overcast if he's going to do it. Maws of Savagery are back in. Another Plague of Rust on the Khemrian War Sphinx. And there's a Spirit Leech onto the Shaman Source of Metal. I wouldn't hate to see Wulfric come and get involved now that Spirit Leech is on cooldown. Or something. Because his troops need Fight or Die, which he for sure has up by now. So they need Fight or Die. And he needs to be here to cast Hunter of Champions. So Wulfric needs to take a bit of a supporting role. I know he can't just dive in there because the Spirit Leech plus a hit and he's dead. But he's got to help these guys out because they're having the greenskin problem we saw in the double Steam Tank game where, like, they're just so low. They don't have the leadership for this shit. Is that a Fate of Buna? That's a Fate of Buna. That's a huge mistake. Wulfric has to punish it. Arkin burned through a ton of Winds of Magic there on a Fate of Buna on the Skin Wolves. And I mean, sure, it's going to kill the Skin Wolf, but it's way more worth it for Arkin to just Spirit Leech Wulfric to death and then lower all of the enemy's leadership more. So Wulfric has a brief moment to get involved in this game again. He is going to charge back, but he needs all of his skin wolves to join him in this fight before he pops fight or die, because if he pops it without the skin wolves, it's not going to apply to them when they join the fight later. He has fight or die, he has Torgold up, but they're all abandoning him. No, skin wolves! Skin wolves, get in here! Get in here! Wulfric's taking big damage. He gets knocked out. Arkan is crumbling a bit, but it looks like his leadership's going to rally, and the Lord is Dead debuff hurts Norsca so bad. They're all going to rout. No! No! That's GG for Norsca. Good Searing Doom, but it's too little. It's too late. Remember your name, cast Scaven? Dude, no one's playing Scaven. They're bad faction. Arkan finally dies. And Norsca is rallying on the sides. If they can keep trickling in, they will crumble these guys to death, but nah, it's too much. Rest in peace, Dust Bunny. Rest in peace. You played a good game. You played a good game, but one whoopsie at the end cost so much. Wow, look at those jab throwers, dude. 2,000 value on one, pretty much. Metals Caster was on point. Wulfric, until that last engagement, though, Wulfric's play was actually on point. His Sea Fangs were really good, his debuffs were really good, his timings were really good. I liked a lot of what he did. But that's the nature of having a fragile character like Wulfric. Is like, he doesn't get the get out of jail free card that a lot of meta lords do, where it's like, oh, I'll just pull him back and regrowth him, or I'll just pull him back and let him heal up. Like, Wulfric doesn't have that. So any mistakes you make with him stick with you. And, you know, it adds up. For Pale Ale, Arkan did great. Khemrian War Sphinxes were good at disruption and some terror. Kepregard did fantastically. Ushapti did okay, and the Skeleton Spearman frontline got slammed. Slammed! Khorne versus Brett. Another Khorne versus Brett. Yeah, okay. So these are the same game, just from different perspectives. But yes, the Khorne versus Brett, this is not the one we already cast. It's a different game. Same player. The legend. Renner just sent me in a Scaven replay, which we do need some Scaven in our lives, but I might have to do tournament stuff for a hot second here, you guys. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So let's start figuring some stuff out. It's everybody's favorite time. It's time to do math on stream. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Okay, so who are our players? We got Buttons, Spinach, Muzzy, Anthrax, Frika, Perry, Renner, Gomeliodas, Dust, Wags. I put a Z there intentionally to frick with him. Titus and Nerd. Okay, so I got those guys. Let's go to the bracket. So then for round one, Freaka 1, Dust Bunny 1, Button 1, Spinach 1, Gomeliodas 1, and then Perry got 0.5 because he had a bye round. So it's neither a win nor a loss. And then Freaka got 1, Button got another 1, Wags got another 1. Ooh, wait, this is the first one. Wags lost round 1? Legend. 0.5 for you because you didn't have an opponent, but it's neither a win nor a loss. Renner gets 1, Samarak 1. Round 3, Freaka gets another 1. That's looking like that's promising. Buttons gets 1. Wow, Button Eyes Mark killing it today. All right, go you go. Wags gets 1. Gamelius 1, also killing it today. All right, Runner gets 1. Sammy gets 1. And then who is our... Oh, there's a whole extra thing. Okay. 1 second. Sorry. I didn't realize that the page kept going down like that. Tzeentch got a 0.5. And then the previous ones I missed. Perry got 1 in round 2, and Titus got 1 in round 1. Lit. And then round 4 is not complete yet. But for round 4, Frika did have a perfect 4-0 run. Bwag's got another one. Renner gets 0.5. And Titus gets another one. So then Dr. Nerd, Samrak, and them are all still going. Alright. For my sake, I'm going to put zeros here because this one isn't done and it just helps my brain think. 0, 0, 0. And then this equals the sum of everything before it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a job right now, like if you're in school, learn how to use Microsoft Excel like super efficiently because that is what most jobs are. Okay, and then who is done? Buttons, did you play on your final thing? No, he's still playing. Tzeentch. Tzeentch is still playing. Muzzy's still playing. Wow, I'm not rolling well here. All right, there we go. Interix is played. Seriously? Seriously, Excel. Bro. Bro. There you go. Oh, wow, I had to highlight something. That sounds so fucking difficult. I'm trying to figure out who's already done so I can calculate their placement. Dust Bunny still fighting it out. And then Titus and Dr. Nerd. Okay. So these guys are done. Alright. Wait, is Dr. Nerd lost every round? Or did I just, like, not count him at all? Okay, yeah, I didn't just miss him. Nice. Okay. So, zeros, whether they're done or not, they're not going to get into finals. Like, 1 win is not going to get you into finals. Dust Bunny has 1 win, maybe 2, but we already have a bunch of 3s and 2.5s, so also Bunny is out. Spinach with 2.5, possible. Perry is done with 1.5, he is out. Samrak could get 3. Titus is done with 2, which unfortunately also means out. Spinach could get to 2.5. These guys are also at 2.5. Samrak could get to 3. So we have a 3, a 4, and then some 2.5s. I think that means the 2.5s are out because our finals might be 2 4s facing off. Might be a 4 and some 3s, but I think 2.5 is too little. So the only games that still matter is Samrak's score and Button's score for the finals. Everybody else is mathematically out. Yeah. Something finished up here while I was doing things. It was Dust Bunny versus Moozy, and Moozy won. Okay, so Dust Bunny did end at 1, and Moozy ended at 1. Nice. Glad they got some wins, but yeah. So finals right now is Frika and Bwags and Buttons are guaranteed in. I just need to know their placement, and Samrak can still get in if he beats Dr. Nerd. Cool. Cool. All right, let's cast another replay while we wait for those games to finish. And it's double steam tank from Frika. Dust Bunny actually did win their last game. It was reported incorrectly, but that will not change the result, as Dust Bunny is at 2. But the cutoff right now is 3. Do top 4 go into finals? It depends on the scores. but we'll see. Damn, too late again? True, can't leak. True. If Samric doesn't win and the 2.5s back in it? No, because then we'd have 2 3s and a 4. And they would just, the 4 would just be waiting in the finals, and the 3s would fight it out to see who fights them. Because I just did that. Alright, sorry, someone had a question. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? So for Frika's Empire, we have 2 Outriders, 2 Pistoliers, double Steam Tank, an Empire Captain, Balthasar Gelt with only Final Transmutation, then a whole bunch of State Troops, some of which are Great Swords and Halberds, but the rest are the usual ones you're used to. On the side of Chaos, we do have a bunch of Chaos Warhounds in the distance. We actually have a Fleshhound of Khorne, which is not... Okay, I've done this too. But demonic units are not actually part of the Warriors of Chaos roster. They're campaign exclusive, so technically can't take that unit. Just an FYI, but I've definitely done that before. Anyway, on the side of Chaos, we have some Fleshhounds of Khorne, Chaos Trolls, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, then the Summoners of Rage, Dragon Ogres ROR, more Trolls, Valkia the Bloody, and then a front line of Marauders with a Chaos Warrior Khorne with dual weapons on the back line. So Warriors of Chaos going with no caster. Once again, it does make me sad inside. Valkia, if she has her Demon Shield up, she could block some of this Final Transmutation damage, but looks like for now she's going to try and fight Geld for a bit. Unlike the Greenskins, though, there's her Demon Shield. Unlike the Greenskins, Summoners of Rage plus the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth are much better on leadership than Stone Trolls were. It's going to be way harder to get rid of them in the late game situation, so the Steam Tank needs to be a little bit more afraid. Trolls and the Summoners of Rage and Valkia all going to gang up on this Steam Tank, while Pistoliers and Outriders poke at Marauders. Unfortunately for the Empire, none of those Outriders had grenade launchers, because, man, they would make mincemeat of this Marauder front line. And that Steam Tank is having a way worse game than versus the Greenskins, as it is already almost dead and struggling to leave this pile. Oh, the poor thing. The other Steam Tank even comes in to try and save its brother. It's like, please, leave him alone, you bullies. And it might succeed at routing off the Chaos Trolls, though it's never getting rid of the Summoners of Rage. Halberdiers might get rid of them, though, as Outriders and Halberdiers doing a lot of damage. Dogs are now starting to come in, but they need to get onto those Outriders, and quickly. They can't let them keep shooting at the Summoners of Rage for free. The Steam Tank actually does get away. The Chaos Warriors of Khorne are just trying to get over here, just trying to get a fight with some melee infantry. They'll body any of the infantry that the Empire brought. Dogs are piling in to Spearmen, trying to sandwich them between Marauders. Unfortunately, not the best use of their time, though honestly sandwiching in Spearmen is okay. I'd still prefer them to be chasing around Outriders, but at least the dogs aren't like piling up on a Steam Tank where they're literally going to do nothing, so that's fine. Dragon Ogre Shaggoth still fighting on top of these Halberds, though. That is going to be a problem. They do need to retreat, and soon. And Outriders firing at their back is not, well, I guess those are just Pistoliers, but still not your favorite thing. Great Swords fighting these Chaos Warriors of Khorne with dual weapons. Chaos Warriors should win that. Should. Very important word there. The Empire is quite ahead on the balance of power. I would agree. The Marauders are mostly getting run off, and Chaos having very limited mobility presence in general is coming back to bite them, because anything that routes the Empire just gets chased right off the map. And meanwhile, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth somehow in the distance ended up fighting Halberds and Spearmen, and we can all see how well that went for him. And he's now starting to rejoin the fight, though it might be too little. It might be too late. Valkia is still trying to fight the Steam Tank, the Empire Captain, and Balthasar Gelt. It is not going well for her, and her Summoners of Rage are just getting murdered by Halberds and Swordsmen. Dogs closing in on the Outriders, though a Steam Tank might be able to just shoot them. Looks like he's going to shoot them in the back, and that'll probably rout them. So I'll leave that on the screen for you if you want to see it, but I'll talk about other stuff. Meanwhile, Pistoliers are just running down Marauders and Trolls that have routed. Steam Tank gets actually a rear charge over here as the dogs lose the plot for just a second, then they get routed off. Balthasar Gelt with a huge overcast of Final Transmutation. Valkia does not have her Demon Shield up to block it, and while she was bodying the Empire Knight, Final Transmutation is a little stronger than her teeny tiny sword. Chaos Warriors of Khorne did beat those great swords, and they're now moving on to churn through some Spearmen with a little bit of Shaggoth support. And the Shaggoth is here to slap a Steam Tank in the face, though I do worry the Warriors of Chaos are just too down at this point to do anything about it. They've lost a lot of troops. I don't think a single Dragon Ogre Shaggoth can carry it, especially when he's getting shot in the side by Outriders. Just poking him down a little bit. And Steam Tanks are proving to be... What are you shooting at? The fuck is that? What are you aiming at? What is that? What's there? Tell me, boy. Is Timmy stuck in a... What are you shooting at? What was that? What's there? What is there? Hello? What is that cannonball going for? What the fuck just happened? Why did he shoot there? That's a video. That's getting made into a video. Because that's awesome. Don't know why it happened. Why did he shoot that? Oh, God. Anyway, Outriders kiting. Army losses here. He just aims it across. He's like, that spot, fuck that spot, and shoots it. Whew. Whew. Chaos bugs in the grass. The part about it that makes me laugh so hard is it isn't like an incidental bug that happens while nothing is going on. It's a bug that happened like while a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is whooping his ass. So like the Steam Tank driver in there, I have to rename the replay so I don't delete it after the tournament. 1 second. The Steam Tank driver is somewhere in the driver's cabin, like you know, piloting the ship, and he looks through like the little tank periscope that they have to see outside, and he's like, "My God!" And like his gunner is like, "Sir, we gotta get another cannonball loaded to fight this fucking Shaggoth, sir." Steam Tank Shaggoth end. Okay. And he's like, "No, turn the cannon 90 degrees." What, sir? There's a thing in the grass. Sir, there's a Shaggoth murdering us right now. Like, right here and present, clear and present danger. The bug might be a problem later. And the captain's like, listen to orders, goddammit. That piece of grass is the most important thing. Okay. Finals might be determined. Electric Spinach and Button Eyes Mark are still fighting, but there's another result in that we do have to accommodate. So 1 moment, please. So Dr. Nerd defeated Samaric, leading Samaric at 2. So now Electric Spinach was asking about this. So would the 2.5s get requalified? No, because either we have Freaka sitting in the finals while Buttons and Bwags fight each other to fight him. Or if Buttons wins, then I'll have 2 4th places and they'll just fight. Like, Bwags would get cut at that point if Buttons beats Electric Spinach. So we just have Freaka and Buttons fight because they both got perfect records. Make sense? So the least games possible is if Buttons beats Spinach, and then we just have Freaka and Buttons play. Okay. That game's not over yet, though. So I will go over here. Freaka. Congrats on the 4-0. The current situation, if you haven't watched stream, is if Buttons wins versus Spinach, he fights you in the final 1v1. If Buttons loses, he fights Wags to determine who fights you in final. Going to keep casting replays. You have your instructions. Okay, So now I can stop doing this admin stuff, because as soon as someone reports the score, I've literally documented what people need to do depending on the outcome of that game. There will be no more distractions from the replay action. I thank you for your patience and for your time. So Buttons wins, we move straight to finals. If Buttons loses, there is a quick semifinal and then a final. But none of you care about that. None of you care about that. What you care about is games. And we have more games to cast, including some mother-flippin' Scaven of Titus and Renner. So let's get Scaven on the stream for once, huh? Scaven stream. Scaven scream. Scaven stream. Chosen One, I'm making the most complicated system ever. It's Swiss, man. It's how Swiss do. Krelman with the 10 pound. Thank you, sir. I almost said euros again, and I almost got in trouble again, because people hate when they say that. What would you do to make the changeling more meta and viable? I would not. I would not make him meta and viable. That sounds awful. But if I had to, make his cost like 400 gold plus whoever you're imitating, rather than whatever it is. Or be able to take stuff off of their kit. Because what sucks is that you're paying for a full caster, you can't take their spells off. Like, you can't take Bellacor's spells off so that the changeling can have Bellacor. So, something like that. But we have a game. Skaven versus the Empire. For Skaven, we do have a Mutant Rat Ogre for a little bit of Chop Chop versus Boris Todbringer if he's here. Warlock Engineer for a Net and Warp Lightning. Tzeentch Craventail, it says something else because it's a different language, but he has Stand Your Ground, and then that's it. You just have Stand Your Ground. Oh, and his Lucky Skull Helm. We do have Icket Zap Zap, 2 Rattling Guns, a Plague Claw Catapult, a whole bunch of Rat Ogres, 2 Poison Wind Globes, and then some Clan Rats. For the Empire, we do have the Sunmaker, which is horrific for the Skaven. They hate fighting that thing. Silver Bullets, 2 Crossmen, a bunch of Spearmen and stuff. Boris Todbringer, which is the best Lord versus the Skaven. He is very, very good. 4 Empire Knights. And then a Deathcaster of Fated Beam and Spirit Leech. Oh, also, there's Death Runners sneaking up on the Sunmaker. That is the most satisfying thing in the world as Skaven, is if the enemy brings the Sunmaker and doesn't defend it. Oh, the Death Runners just run up and kill it. It's so satisfying. Anyway, Boris gets netted right in front of Rattling Guns. They will do a lot of damage, but oh, at what cost? As Empire Knights will shut down the Plague Claw Catapults, maybe even shut down Naked Zap Zap, but oh boy, Boris is taking so much damage. Oh, but nice job! The Empire Knights go through the Plague Claw Catapult and into the Rattling Gun, stopping them and saving Boris's life. What a hero! What a Chad! Boris is still routed off, but he'll be back. He'll be fine. And here it comes. I'm not letting you miss that. I'm not letting you miss that. I'm just, I'm focusing on other stuff till we need it, but the Mutant Rat Ogre and everybody's in there. Okay, now we get to go watch. Oh my god. Their health bar just disappears. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, hey, 1,800 gold unit. Hey, you're destroying all my friends. And now you're taking damage. And now you're taking damage. But then when the crew dismounts, that's when the real damage comes in. Because this isn't even fake. This is fake damage. This is damage on the fucking mounts. No one cares about that shit. No one cares about it. Ah, they're all dead. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. When their health bar just goes zook, because they hopped off the thing. Oh, Death Runners, yes. 1,800 value, baby. Oh, they only get 800 because it doesn't count. But the Sunmaker is 1,800 value, and they killed the whole thing. Oh, that's my favorite. I love Skaven, and I hate the fucking Sunmaker. All right, what else is happening in this game? Mutant Rat Ogre is trying to dunk on the Amethyst Wizard. He missed a couple shots. Now the Silver Bullets are making him regret it. Empire Knights in general are getting pushed off. And is Boris Todbringer off the map? No, he's fine. He's just regenerating off in the distance. Icket Zap Zap was actually still firing at him till now, but he's going to regen up. He'll be just fine. Mutant Rat Ogre routing off. Honestly, I think the Skaven are in a rough spot for the game in general. Poison Globes getting killed off by random state troops. Other Poison Globe is rallied in the distance, but they're quite injured. Icket Zap Zap is shut down. And as long as the Empire stall this game out, they'll be fine, because Boris can clear out pretty much everything left on the map. They just have to kill the Death Globes, and they'll be okay. Are you sure you're human boy? 50-50. Hey, Button Eyes Mark, how you doing, man? How you doing? How you doing? Warp Lightning hits the Silver Bullets, does pretty good damage. Death Runners finish off those Crossmen, though something does have to be done about the Death Runners. These other Crossmen have to turn around and shoot at them or something. Empire Knights running down rattling guns, making sure they don't come back. Speaking of not coming back, Zap Zap might get back online. And Button Eye's Mark was defeated by Electric Spinach, so there will be a semifinal and a final for us. Button Eye's Mark is now moving on to fight against Wags. Rewatching Wolfric die was painful. It's true, Dust Bunny, it's true. Shit happens, though. Boris is regenning up, and that is a big problem for the Scaven. Like I said, he can route pretty much everything left here besides Tzeentch. Unironically, like, Tzeentch will be fine, leadership-wise, until the super, super late game. Warlock Engineer needs to be finished off, though. Boris might have to go dive back onto that. Crossbows are trying to care poison with gloves. It looks like Boris is going to come route them off. He's too worried about how much damage they would do, and that's fine. Oh, that's a nasty Fate of Buna. It's a good Fate of Buna. I don't disagree with it, but that is nasty. You hate to see it. Goodbye, Death Runners. You served faithfully, my friends. As Warp Lightning tries to catch some of the swordsmen off guard, Boris routes everything off. And there go the Death Runners. Fate of Buna takes him out from 100 to 0. They were getting shot and fighting at the same time, too. But it was just, you know, in the duration of the spell, they died. First day at work this year, I was going to take a short nap. When I got home, it turned into 3.5 hours. Oh, wow. That was a long nap. Hopefully you're feeling good. Hope you're feeling good. Electric Spinach has messaged me, but why? Oh, it's his game versus Buttons. Cool. Boris is flying around, being spooky and scary, you know, what Scaven hate, and Tzeentch is currently chilling out with some rat ogres in the backfield to stay alive. That is really the Skaven's last strong point, is Tzeentch and these two rat ogres. Everything else is too low to matter. Even the Warlock Engineer doesn't matter, because Boris is just routing them off. Silver Bullets firing into Skaven slaves, but Clan Rats flanking them are doing some decent damage. They'll get recharged by swordsmen, and their leadership is just completely non-existent at this point. But still, I mean, they tickled him. They tickled him. Spirit Leech is out for Tzeentch. I'm sure he loves it. Poison Globes are going to get sneaky snuck up on by Empire Knights because they don't see it coming. There's trees in the way. There's a hill in the way. How could they possibly know? As they start to run downhill, they're still trying to get to those swordsmen. They're still trying to get that damage out. But Boris Toddbringer's coming in. He's going to rout him immediately because that's what he does. And this game is bullshit, and I hate it. But, like, was it, like, the Skaven were, like, super dead, though? Like, what did you think would happen? They should be unbreakable. Skaven should be unbreakable. Best faction in the whole game. Who dares text me during a stream? Who dares? Is it important? Is it important? Is Grace locked outside? Do I need to go open the door? That's the only thing I care about. What is this? Okay, it's from my landlord. That's less important than Grace. Tzeentch is getting landed on. He is currently surrounded by a whole bunch of spearmen. Army loss is his danger close, but you better not army loss my boy Tzeentch Craventail, because he can still carry this. He can still carry. No! Why would you army loss that? He was fine. Why would you do that? He was gonna win, you fucks. So explain how Death Runners killed fire missiles? What do you mean? Wow, what takes explaining there? The fucking Death Runners, and it's a crew of assholes standing next to a rocket launcher. Like, they're gonna murder him. What do I have to explain? Are you asking why the Empire player didn't defend them? Okay, that's a different question. I mean, yeah, he could have kept a swordsman or a spearman back there, but Death Runners also blitz through those like nobody's business. So you'd have to dedicate an Empire Knight to being back there, which can be a lot. Tzeentch tried. Mutant Rat Ogre tried. Ikid Zap Zap did great. Death Runners did amazingly. Rattling Guns did okay, but honestly, it was a good play by Renner more than like a fuck up of the Rattling Guns or Titus. That because he was chunking Boris, and then those Empire Knights passed straight through the Plague Clock Catapult to at least disrupt him. That was clutch. Because if they had just attacked the Plague Clock Catapult and left it alone, Boris would have died. How will semifinals between me and Bwags work? There, I just messaged you to be simpler, because answering you over the stream delay would take too long. Because then my answer would be delayed and you'd just be sitting around. Okay. So I'm going to finalize the tournament. Get rid of that shit. But we have a best-of-1 semifinal, a best-of-1 final. Buttonized Mark fighting against Wags. And sitting in the final with our only 4-0 from the Swiss stage is Freaka with the double steam tanks. At this point, we get concerned we can't cast every single game left to us, so now we start picking favorites. By that I mean games that look interesting to me. Oxyotl versus Volkmar. That could be classy. Tomb Kings versus Chaos Dwarves. We have not seen any Chaos Dwarves today, though we have seen a good amount of Tomb Kings. Kislev Lizardmen, Wood Elves Brett. I have Perry Riposte. I didn't get to cast a lot of his games. We haven't seen any Dwarves today, and I haven't cast a lot of Perry's games because he had some more Brett games later on. There it is. So let's do this. Let's do some Dwarves Lizardmen. And holy shit, Freaka brought a lot of Croxagores. All right, let's go. All right. First criticism. Like, if you even want criticism on a 7 Croxagore Nakai build, bring a caster. I mean, there's the criticism. But once we have 7 Croxagores of Nakai, I don't think he's looking for criticism. So whatever. Please Oxyotl game, Baki. I got you, dude. I'll do the Oxyotl game next. I got you. I just know we hadn't cast a lot of Perry Riposte replays yet, so I'm trying to even it out. For the Lizardmen, it is 7 Croxagores, 4 of which are regular, 3 of which are sacred, and 1 is the cohort of Huatl. We also have Nakai the Wanderer, wandering his way into battle. 4 skink cohorts with javelins, 2 regular. On the other side, for Perry Riposte, we have a pretty solid dwarf build. 1 cannon for some good harassment pressure. Thork Ironbrow up on his thingy. A hammerer, 2 slayers, and those slayers have a lot of work ahead of them. Longbeards, and longbeards with great weapons on the front line with some minus blasting charges, a quarreler, and a master engineer. You haven't seen any of me? Dr. Nerd, did you send me any replays? Dr. Nerd, you haven't sent me any replays. How am I supposed to... No, we're pausing the game. How is that a criticism of me? You've sent me 0 replays, my man. I'm looking at my DMs right now. I'm looking at them. I got nothing. You didn't send them. You can't yell at me. You can't yell at me for not sending replays. All right. Anyway, okay. We're all focusing. We're focusing again. Croxagores slammed into the Longbeard front line. They do have charge defense versus large, but they don't have protection from giant axes versus body. I can't send replays, remember? I did not remember that. I did not remember that, but thank you for informing me. Ooh, Slayers are getting a good fight with the Croxagores. They'll love it. I mean, as much as anybody can love fighting Croxagores. Though they are not loving taking javelins in the face the whole time that they do it. Croxagore front line so far doing pretty well. Primal Roar giving them a lot of melee attack to get through these Longbeards. And Nakai is rampaging around, dancing through the dwarves like he does. But the hammerers are here, and Nakai is going to have to hope that rampage wears off sooner. His life is forfeit as cannons shoot at him, hammerers surround him, and all that stuff. But Croxagores have gotten here. They'll protect him from the cannons as they punch cannons with their fists, because that's the kind of game this is, and I love it. I love it. When everybody shits on Total Warhammer 3 for having a bunch of bugs and stuff, I'm like, yeah, true. But where else are you going to get giant crocodiles punching cannons with their fists? So fuck you, sir or madam. All right, Master Engineer is now the focus of Nakai's wrath, and Quarrelers are just trying to shoot at anything they can, but the Balance of Power... Ooh, the Balance of Power is actually the favorite of the dwarves. Ooh! As Thork is out here fighting, Croxagores have taken some decent damage, I suppose. One Sacred Croxagore is routing, another Croxagore is routing, another Sacred Croxagore is taking damage, and Nakai's not having a good time. Is this the end of the Crocodile's reign? Like, maybe. I don't know. Rune of Breaking on the Hammers gives them armor sundering and more damage, and then immediately Nakai gets armor sundered. Take that, chump. Slayers being almost dead is concerning, though. That's your unbreakable anti-large core shut down for the most part. Cannons are back online, but they have one singular cannon and it's trying to shoot at one singular giant motherfucking crocodile. Alright, Croc scores are back. They're going to finish the job on those cannons for real this time. Bounce power is still in the Dwarves' favor, though it is less so. The Master Engineer has been routed by the Miasma of Despair, and Nakai charges and dances his way through the Dwarves. But there's still a Hammerer here that is a cause for concern. Hammerers are kind of nuts. They're not an OP unit because, you know, missile pressure or spells or any of those things can take them down. But in melee, they'll do all right. And I don't see any missiles or spells from the Lizardmen here. Thoric's still fighting it out, though. This is terrible for him. He is surrounded by the exact opposite of what you want. The Cohort of Waddle do have a melee defense debuff that makes him even more vulnerable to their attacks, and they're all arm-piercing, and they do a bunch of good damage. The Hammerers are getting the fight of their lives. They're beating up on Nakai, and he does give himself another Rampage, which means he can't opt out of this fight with the Hammerers. Oh, no. The physical resistance is going to try and keep him alive. So is his own natural ward save, but he's still actually getting chopped down. Quarrelers, Miners, still trying to do some work. I don't know if Thoric can survive his own surround. Both Lords are actually in a terrible situation. And the bounce power is getting worse for the Dwarves as Crocsagor is rear charging into some Quarrelers, knocking them down a peg. But the Hammerers have taken about 700 of Nakai's HP since we last checked in. They're killing his only defensive Crocsagors, and more Crocsagors pile into the fight with the Hammerers. And the Hammerers are like, more of them! Let them come! I don't give a fuck! Though I am worried about Thoric. Thoric needs to give a fuck. There's nothing he can do. He's actually killed a couple Crocsagors, so there's technically a way he could escape now, but I mean, the Crocsagors are way faster, so he's just been isolated out on his own. Quarrelers are trying to turn and help him out. Hammerers rout off Nakai. They rout off everything. They're like, more! More! Who's next? Who's fucking next? We got this! We're gonna carry this whole game! And Thoric's like, nah, dude. I'm out. I'm out, son. Rune of Raking cast on himself. He tries to bail himself out of a bad situation, but there's army losses. It takes the Hammerers with him. The Hammerers like, no! I didn't hear no bell! But the bell comes anyway. Ask not for whom the bell tolls. The bell tolls for thee. Sacred Crocscore RRR, 3,000 damage value. Other Crocscores, more mixed, but overall fine. Nakai actually did pretty well. And the Skinks, they were there. They were around. They're helping out, being cool. Hammers, 1,600 value. Slayers both did okay. Cannon did okay. Longbeards, mixed. Quarrelers and Blasting Charges did fine. GG. Alright, apparently there's a Dr. Nerd replay we need to go find. There it is. There's one. There's another one. Okay, so we got a couple. We got a couple here. I got a message. What's it about? Heart dropped when I saw that Croc score. Hey, parry post. It's okay. It's a scary time. Alright, we'll cast Renner versus Dr. Nerd, and then someone wanted to see the Oxyotl game, so I'll go back for that one after this one. I got you, Dr. Nerd. I got it there. Okie dokie, what do we got here? Skavens, the best faction in the whole game. Definitely not bad. No. That's why we see them all the time, because they're not bad. They're definitely not bad. Don't say they're bad. Avalanche Mortars, 2 Warplock Jezzails, Skronk on foot with Pestilent Breath and his summon. We have some Eshin Triads, some Rat Ogres, Skaven Slaves, Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers on the front line for a little bit more meat, I suppose. And then 1 Poisonman Globe. Cool. And then some flanking Wolf Rats. On the side of the Warriors of Chaos, it is a bunch of Marauders, some with great weapons, most without. Then we have a bunch of Chaos Spawns. Spawn of Slanesh, interestingly enough. I don't hate that. They do have increased speed, but they also have the Soporific Musk that can be really annoying for Skaven. Archaon and Horse with Burning Head and Searing Doom. Double Giant in case of Skaven Hero Armor, I suppose. But this build has a lot of what you need. It's not perfect versus Skaven, but it's fine. Skaven hate Spawn, Skaven hate Burning Head and Spirit Leech. Arcane only took one of those, but it's aight. It's aight. And there goes the front line of the Skaven. Already a whole bunch of stuff routing in the face of the Spawn. Spawn are just their worst nightmare. Unbreakable, fear-causing mass. Skrulk is trying to run forward. He did pop Rod of Corruption around himself a little bit early, but Liber Bubonicus onto Archaon, who's also getting shot by Warpluck Jezzails, and he has taken significant damage. Skaven are up on the balance of power. We'll see how that goes, though, as the start of the game always looks good for the Skaven. It's how the game ends that really matters, as Marauders are going to fight their way out of Wolf Rats and Skaven Slaves, especially with the help of Archaon. Those guys are getting out of there. One globe, the only globe, is actually already shut down. Chaos Spawn are getting onto the next Jezzail as Rat Ogres valiantly try and save them. Avalanche Mortars still up is a bit of a problem, and Eshin Triads will have a field day dealing with these spawn. Lord Scroll throws out a Pestilent Breath. That spell has seen better days, and even chucks out a Clan Rat Summon to buy a bit of time. These Eshin Triads are retreating. They need to stop retreating. Triads need to go fight the Giant or something and try and protect the Warplock Jezzails, as the Avalanche Mortar is about to make mincemeat out of the last Marauders that are here. Thankfully, the Warriors of Chaos build is almost entirely reliant on single entities and Monstrous Infantry, which the Avalanche Mortars are not nearly as good against. Big Searing Doom from Archaon nearly takes out an Eshin Triad, might just terror route it away from the Giant, because the Giant doesn't want to fight these guys for a long time. They'll deal way more damage than he's prepared to accept. Chaos, not having any Skirmish Cav or Dogs, have no mobile presence at all, so anything that routes will be able to come back. We see stuff rallying on the high ground or in the backfield, so those guys are coming back, and that could be a problem for the Warriors of Chaos, as the Giants move over to deal with Skrull. I hope Wish Pray, the final, is cast live. The games are cast from replays to avoid lag. We have been having a lot more lag recently, so I just went to replays, which is easier, unfortunately for everybody. Warplock Jezzails getting hit with a Searing Doom. Avalanche Mortars thinking about firing in. This is the Skaven's one hope, is all these Triads grouping up around Skrull. Skrull can keep them in the fight pretty well, and he has nasty Rod of Corruption angles. If he can get his Rod of Corruption off cooldown, he can kill off the spawn here. Actually, Rod of Corruption does a lot of damage in Game 3. Jezzails are still firing in. For the Warriors of Chaos, their only chance to win this game at this point is killing off Skrulk. They've just lost too much everywhere else. Not having Dogs or Skirmish Cav to run off things like Jezzails have rallied, Globes have rallied, other Jezzails have rallied and things like that. So they're really going for the Lord Snipe, but Skrulk's not going to let it happen, as he's in there just being a tanky boy. The spawn of Slaanesh did actually lower his stats a little bit, so now the Giant might get decent shots on him, though. It doesn't seem to be the case so far. Rod of Corruption still has 2 uses, and he used it at the start of the game, so it should be off cooldown just about now. If he uses it, all the spawn will die, though it doesn't look like it matters, as Archaon is also going to die. That'll leave just the Giants. This Skaven have plenty that can deal with the Giants. Archaon fighting the last, trying to take out Skrulk, then he turns his back on Skrulk for literally no reason, just because. And that's a big hit from the Giants. Skrulk should be terror routing any second now, but ooh, Liber Bubonicus plus the Rod of Corruption should kill Archaon outright. And then it won't matter that Skrulk's terror routing is going to be just fine. Army losses hits. And the Skaven prevail. Best faction in the whole game. Never doubted them. Never doubted them. Clutch. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right. All right. Okay, okay. I'll ask the people what they frickin' want. You degens. Freaka's in the chat. Freaka, if I'm casting a replay and you get your opponent, look where the poll is. And wherever the poll is. If it's live, then I guess wait for me. If it's not live, then go ahead. The argument for replay is just no lag, but we can risk it and then cast it live. As for this game, Warriors of Chaos build just seemed like it was built for something that wasn't there. Hero Hammer. So the Giants didn't have anything to do. Aside from that, it's a solid build. Marauders plus Chaos Spawn is the right combination of a front line. I like that a lot. Archaon's a good lord for this matchup. But hindsight, now we know what the build is. Wow, so smart to predict a build after it happens. But, like, some Dogs would be good. Just because, like, he punched through the front line. He did great there. But afterwards, there was just no... There was no step 2. It was like step 1, route Skaven, step 2, blank, step 3, Prophet, and there's just a little bit of a delay between him and Prophet. I want Oxyotl. It's true. We promised. Here it is. For Baki, Frika's Oxyotl versus Tlatoani's Empire. Back to Volkmar! Worst lord on the Empire. But very Chad. Frika also not bringing in a caster. Oh, no he is. He's just buried in the army. Okay. What do we got here as everybody spawns each other's face? We have some Chameleon Skinks and Oxyotl. Colostodon Hunters, Chameleon Stalkers, more Ripperdactyls, a bunch of Feral Cold Ones, the Umbral Tide Salamander Hunting Pack, then a bunch of Skink Cohorts, and a Beastcaster with just Flock of Doom. On the other side, for the Empire, we have the Silver Bullets, Sterling's Revenge, more Free Company Militia, a bunch of State Troops. We have one Hellblaster Volley Gun up on the hillside, and 2 War Wagons way over here. Oxy is out here trying to fire. He's doing his best. He's currently getting shot, as are his Chameleon Skinks. Oh boy, they're all taking lots of damage. And Oxyotl's trying to fire in. It looks like... What is he shooting at? Nothing anymore. Now he's just running for his life. Master Predator gives him Unspottable and Snipe, so he'll be safe. How's doing my best Scaven non-kite friend? Good. Hey, Black Knight, how you guys doing? How you doing? We're just quite deep in a new player tournament. We're in a semi-final right now. We'll get that replay soon, and then we have a final. Looks like a lot of people want the finals to be live, though it is a pretty split vote. So once I get the replay, Frika, set up a lobby whenever you get your opponent and just do picks and bans, but wait for stream to catch up to you and we'll cast it live. But I'm going to cast the semi-final before I come to your final, because, come on now. So you guys can do pick and bans and armies and stuff while we cast the replay from the finals. Semi-finals. Skink Cohorts with Javelins, chucking in on the Silver Bullets. The Umbral Tide is also here, and they're going to fire in on these guys, try and do damage. It does not look like a lot, as Colostodon Hunters swoop down on the Handgunners. And there's no Empire Knights in this build at all to get in here and really peel these guys off. As Chameleon Stalkers snuck in and got onto the Hellblaster Volley Gun. Now some Spearmen are trying to get rid of them, but the Hellblasters are under duress as these weird little sneaky geckos take them out. Elsewhere, Ripperdactyl Rhinos and Feral Cold Ones are catching out the War Wagons. All of these units have insane armor piercings. These guys are going to die quite quickly. The War Wagons are now starting to pull away. Volkmar has dove out onto the Salamander Hunting Pack. That is a really good play from him. Wanted to stop them from shooting in. And the Sterling's Revenge, man, they're holding. They're holding and just shooting away. You have some Pistoliers also over here. I didn't see those guys. They must have been in the Vanguard. They could run into melee with the Chameleon Skinks, but while they're getting shot by Oxyotl in the side, which Oxyotl exists. He's out here. He's doing stuff. They got shot by Oxyotl on the side. They're getting shot by Chameleon Skinks. They just can't stand up to that kind of pressure, and they are routed off. Bounce power is about 50-50. Silver Bullets, other Handgunners getting routed off by Skinks. We'll see if they can possibly come back, but Halberds surrounding the Colostodon Hunters is going to be terrible for them. And Handgunners firing up on a backline that some of this stuff is, you know, rampaging, so they're just fresh fish. One War Wagon is dead. The other War Wagon got away. For now. That's a lot of dead Pistoliers. Bounce power still even as Skink Priest of Beast is stuck in some Spearmen, and now Free Company Militia firing out at the Umbral Tide. I wonder how much damage they can get out there. An Oxyotl, our daily Oxyotl check. He's out here. He's out here. He's doing stuff. Getting shot at by Pistoliers right now. Handgunner still trying to tee off on the Ripperdactyl Riders. There's no life caster here at all, so every little bit of damage counts. Chameleon Stalkers and the Skinks and the Feral Cold Ones doing a really good job of chasing off those ranged units, not letting them rally. Because we have seen all day how important it is to solidify your gains. By something that gets chased, something that gets routed, you need to actually chase it off. Otherwise, they'll come back, they'll poke at your butt, and make it really annoying for you. So good job from the Lizardmen here and Frika to actually like fully route these guys. Sterling's Revenge finally killed off by a Flock of Doom plus some Chameleon Skinks. And Spearman trying to finish off that Flock of Doom caster. Volkmar is out here trying to fight Chameleon Skinks. War Wagons, man, they're just going on a tour. They've gone through their own front line. Now they're in the enemy's back line. They'll route some Skinks, provide a little bit of support for Volkmar. But if this was the Volkmar of Warhammer 2, one Soulfire Bombardment and these Chameleon Skinks are like dead, shattered, gone, in the dirt. Volkmar of Warhammer 3, I bet if he casts Soulfire Bombardment right now, it does 100 damage. 100 damage. There it is. There it is. $10 million on the line, it does 100 damage. Ah, shit, I was so close. It did like 101 damage. You know a lot about chemistry, right? Depends on the chemistry, but yes. That's like asking a doctor if they're also a vet. It's like, I mean, I know some things about chemistry, but the field is huge, so I don't know what specifically you're about to ask me. Anyway, Volkmar still fighting Chameleon Skinks, though Oxyotl plus Chameleon Skinks plus Umbral Tide equals dead-ass War Wagon. And the Umbral Tide delete their own Chameleon Skinks, because fuck you, that's why. Volkmar still has some state troops, some decent halberdiers back here. There's not a lot of stuff. Most things have been routed off, and it is largely on Volkmar to get the win. Oxyotl's currently trying to snipe him out, though there was a little War Wagon in the way. Let's follow the shot. He loads the pipe. He shoots it, and he hits the guy. He does the thing. Grand Shield of Faith trying to keep Volkmar safe as he's going to charge the Umbral Tide, who are currently hitting him. Oxyotl fires another shot, gets another poke in. Every poke from Oxyotl is a big part of the balance of power going down against the Empire. Salamander's shooting Volkmar. Shoot him again. Shoot him again. Shoot him again. Never mind. Volkmar's getting close to breaking, and if he does, army losses will probably hit. Mistwalker's Barrage is still worse than Soulfire Murmur, yeah. Why is it if you want to put out a fire, I add oxygen to, and I add oxygen to it, just gets worse. If I add oxygen, hydrogen, it blows up. Yet if I add oxygen and hydrogen, it puts the water out. Why? Because water is extremely stable and it has a very high boiling point. So you're taking energy out of the fire to boil the water. And water has a cooling effect. So if fires, it's why it's harder to start a fire in the winter instead of in the summer. So if you get fire below the ignition point, then it's just going to peter out. So water is stealing energy from it, it's reducing the temperature, and it's stable. While as oxygen, O2, is stable-ish, but if you add a little bit of energy to it, you're going to just fuel the fire because the fire needs oxygen. And then, like, pure hydrogen is a great fuel. But, like, both those are unstable, whereas water is very stable. But, like, on the spectrum of things, O2 is stable compared to most things, but compared to water, not. So it's easier to break their bonds and adds energy. It takes more energy to break water's bonds, so the fire loses energy. But it doesn't take very much energy at all to break hydrogen and oxygen bonds separately, so the fire gains energy and gets bigger. Sorry I stopped casting the game at the end there, but it was a foregone conclusion. Also, water vapor will starve it of oxygen. Yes. Anyway, Ripperdactyls, Salamanders did great. Oxyotl did okay. Chameleon Skinks did well once again. Chameleon Stalkers got a really good flank off. And then Skink Tide continues to be good. On the other side for the Empire, Volkmar still struggled to get his value back, though the Free Company Militia front line actually did do decently. Handgunners did alright. Halberdiers did great, as they usually do. The War Wagons just had so much trouble with all the armor-piercing cav running them down. The Hellblaster Volley Gun didn't get to survive for very long. So GG. O2 is not that stable. Yeah, but it won't decompose individually. Like, if you want to talk about unstable, most man-made radioactive molecules are unstable because they have a half-life, whereas, like, O2's half-life is pretty long, if left alone. Alright, I had a message from one of the semi-finalists, but it was not for me. Okay, what else are we doing here? You're very smart, sir. I try. That looks horrendous. I don't want to cast that ever. I'll leave that as a if we have to. That looks fun. I don't know if we cast any of Nicolaid's stuff, and that looks fun. It's Brettonia, but come on, it's Brettonia with Rapunzel. And there's a fucking Arachnarok spider. Let's go. It's because O2 had plenty of time to oxidize everything that's oxidizable. Yeah. I'll put it this way, Michael. If you put 2 oxygen molecules alone, they'll form O2 on their own. Humans don't have to put energy into creating O2. But there are certain things that you have to put energy into making and then keep them that way. Yeah. But compared to water, no, it's not nearly as stable. So fire takes a lot of energy to vaporize water. Anyway, what are we doing? What's going on? What's happening here? Oh yeah, this thing. We have 2 Grail Guardians paired with 2 Knights Errant, 1 on each flank. We have a Healing Caster, the Green Knight for some Unbreakable Terror, which we have seen a decent amount of today versus greenskins. Is the Green Knight the next Steam Tank? Let's find out. We have Foot Repance to give a bunch of buffs. And oh my god, the Knights are just going for it! Okay, I guess we don't get to talk about the rest of stuff. A bunch of Peasants and a Grail Relic. Great. For the side of the other guys, the greenskins, we have some Orc Boys, Black Orcs, Orc Boys, and a Ragnarok Spider, Azhag, the Slaughterer, and then a whole bunch more of the same thing way over here in the woods, but man, they are far away from the action. And Brettonia is trying to make them pay for it by cycle charging in a bit. Foot, Ruh, Ponce. Foot, Ruh, Ponce. I am a little concerned that half the greenskin build is not here. They're trying to get here now. But Azhag could get a lot of Spirit Leeches off in this time. Knights Errant going to dive back in. They'll get met with Azhag and the Ragnarok Spider, though, so this is just going to be a very wounded Knights Errant unit. They're trying to stop the archers from firing. There's not a lot of follow-up. Knights Errant now coming in. They don't have charge orders, though. They have movement orders. Ooh, that's going to hurt. So they kind of walk in and then lose all their all the momentum. Peasant archers are firing in onto Black Orcs while the Green Knight gets surrounded by them. A little awakening in the wood from our friend here. And what is this? Azhag's Armored Armor plus Soul Blight, trying to reduce the armor and damage of the Grail Guardians. I guess that's okay, but the Grail Guardians mostly rely on their melee defense for their defensive stats, rather than their armor. Like, they have high armor, but it's mostly 58 melee defense is a lot to overcome. Like, these guys sitting right here have taken no damage this whole time. They're just not getting hit. Archers are back, though. More Black Orcs are also back. And the Ragnarok Spider is still doing decent damage to anybody she gets her hands on. More and more Peasant chaff wander in, though they're really not going to accomplish much against Black Orcs and Orc Boys. The Greenskins have got this front line on lock. It's entirely whether or not the Grails and Healing can carry the game, which, like... It's a Brettonia game! How is that any different? It's not, but I'm just saying that is technically what's happening here. Black Orcs get killed off by the Green Knight and Repance, teamed up. The dynamic duo back at it again as a Wah is popped, but the front line of the Greenskins is falling apart just as the Wah came out. Knights Errant and Grail Knights rear charge successfully routed off some Orc Boys. And the Peasant Tide is through. Annoying Orc R Boys as more Cav runs into other Orc R Boys. Wah is giving them a little bit better stats, but I mean, that's nothing compared to Grail Guardians and Knights Errant catching an Archer unit out in the open. That's just free money. Ragnarok Spider continuing to poke down whatever she can get her hands on. Azhag throws out another Soul Blight on these Men-at-Arms, taking their fucking armor to 0. Not that it matters. Like, it doesn't. Even if the Orc Boys beat these guys, like, kind of a big who cares. Archers getting shut down is a much bigger problem. The Ragnarok Spider is trying to come back here and do something about it. Azhag's going to go snipe out the Grail Relic. Not a bad use of your time. Killing off Grail Relics can be pretty huge. And then a Spirit Leech onto Repance. That's nice. She only has 15% ward save. But it is tough right now for the Greenskins. Very tough as their Ragnarok Spider keeps chasing all these Cav around. Can't manage to do too much. Grail Guardians are still very healthy. As far as the Knights Errant go, they're rather injured, but they've done their job. They've done a lot of disruption now. They can just chase stuff off. Black Orcs are teaming up to try and deal with Repance. And while she does have impressive melee stats, and she's giving her Men-at-Arms a little bit more melee attack and stuff, that's nothing, man, compared to the Black Orcs' armor. They'll be okay. They'll still cleave through your Men-at-Arms like nobody's business. It's going to be up to the Grail Guardians to kill off the Black Orcs with good rear charges and things like that. Ragnarok Spider did get a decent fight with these Grail Guardians, and this thing's not fucking around. It got buffs a couple patches ago. So it has 61 melee attack plus 20 bonus versus large. Grail Guardians cannot withstand that. And they don't have the same anti-large that their Grail Knight brothers do. So as long as the Ragnarok Spider has some kind of support around it, it will actually kick the shit out of Grail Knights. But this is what we were waiting for. Second was out. The Black Orcs will be getting better damage down, but their leadership is still a fickle thing. It's close to breaking here. And they're next to the Green Knight, who does cause terror. Quick Earthblood out for the Grail Guardians and Rapance. The Arachnarok Spider is back, once again trying to fight some Grail Guardians. There go its Black Orc friends. There go all of its friends, honestly. There's only one Black Orc that's even still in the fight, and he's at half leadership. Azheg's trying to bail out this one Orc Auraboy that's not really going great for him. Grail Guardians, once again, recharging some Orc Boys. So far, pretty good management of them by Brettonia. Really good hammer and anvil strategy to take out these guys rather than just fighting them and sitting AFK. The last Black Orc thinking about routing. The Green Knight probably going to come back over here, give him a little what for. Though, are there? Yeah, the Brettonian archers are actually shooting these guys, so they are taking the under missile fire debuff. Ragnarok Spider still fighting Grail Knights, as he has been whole game, but now he doesn't have support. Now he's in the enemy support, so a bunch of spearmen are around him, blocking some of his shots and poking him constantly. Rapon's still trying to get rid of the Black Orcs, a little bit of healing for them. And I don't know why these Grail Guardians haven't swooped in here and surrounded Azheg yet. Greenskins have some rallying guys in the woods, but I don't think it's going to matter. Balance Power is pretty heavily against him at this point, and I definitely agree. Black Orcs down to 0 leadership. Barely clinging to life, though it looks like that life has run out. They're probably going to rout any second here. Grail Guardians fighting the Arachnarok Spider. Peasant Archers running out of ammunition. That's probably the one good thing you can say for the Greenskins here is soon there'll be no archer support, and Brettonia will have to just kill everything on their own. But there go the Black Orcs. Azheg's coming back, and the Arachnarok Spider appears to be the next target of the Green Knight, though Rapance is the target of Azheg. Grail Guardians charge in, along with the Green Knight. 5 leadership for the Arachnarok Spider for a brief second here. And if it routes, this game is over. Spirit Leech on Rapance, and a Doom and Darkness for everybody else. Oh yeah, it's Soul Blight. Never mind, it's Soul Blight. Earthblood to counteract the Spirit Leech. Rapance is going to stay alive. The Arachnarok Spider, on the other hand, is maybe going to rout. He's currently got 2 leadership buffs going on from Azheg being nearby. 3 if you count the Encourage Aura. But without those, he would rout. Azheg's still trying to snipe out Rapance, gets another good hit on her. But the Grail Relic gives her ITP if she didn't already have it, and more leadership. There goes the Arachnarok Spider. It's too far away from Azheg now, so it's not getting the buffs and it routes. And that is GG. Rapance also routes, but it's just not the same. Thought that's a bad matchup for them? No, the Grail Guardians would be okay. Azheg doesn't have good bonus for Sludge or even good stats, honestly. Green Knight was good at Terror. Rapance was just wandering around being a G. Grail Guardians did great. Knights Errant did well for what you need them to do. And then the Brettonian Tide defended them. On the other side, Azheg did okay. Arachnarok Spider did okay. Black Orcs did meh. Orc Auraboys got shut down, and Orc Boys also got shut down. One does not simply deny Brettonia. Alright, I know we only cast 1 Dr. Nerd game. He has a second one here. Could cast this. I have to take a leak, though, so... Segos, you're in charge of cast until I come back. BRB! I'm back. Oh, shit. Everybody's all doing stuff. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on? So for Dr. Nerd and the Lizardmen, we have a Salamander hunting pack. 2 of them. One of them's Double Tide. We do have a Fire Salon. Yes, love the Fire Salon versus the Tomb Kings. Cohort of Waddle, of Stone Rev Crystal, Colossadon Hunters, and then a front line of Saurus and Skinks mixed in. Love it, love it, love it. Good build from the Lizardmen. Other side for the Tomb Kings, it is the build that Samuric's been rocking most of the day so far. 2 Shopti, melee version, then a front line of Skeleton Spears, Kepguard in the background, 2 Kemrian War Sphinxes, Arkin and his Necrotech both on chariots, and 1 Carrion. Alright, everybody's busy being mean to me, which is fine, Looks like our semifinal is done, so I'll cast it in a second. Once this is over, we'll go straight into that. And finals will be live, according to the vote. 62% want it live, so it looks like we'll be doing that. Burning Head from the Lizardmen curves back into the Skeleton Spearman, though it is also hitting the Skin cohort, but it took out like 3 different units, so that's fine. That's fine. Salamanders firing into the Kemrian War Sphinx. Now, those guys are not weak to fire damage. The one thing you have to remember about the Tomb Kings in general is their whole roster is weak to fire damage in one way, in that their entire army passive is about healing up their roster. So anything that's on fire when the Realm of Souls pops means they get less healing. So you can reduce the effectiveness of their army passive with their weakness to fire. And then some of their lords actually have weakness to fire. Meanwhile, the Salon is actually getting sniped out. It's a little scary for him. He does have to fall back. The Emerald Tide were summoned to pawns. They also need to fall away. But the Kemrian War Sphinxes have to find a way into the back line and to harass these Salamanders. They can't let them keep firing. But Dr. Nerd is sitting here with the Cohort of Waddle ready to intercept either of those big cats if they come into the backfield. So both sides are kind of at an impasse, and the Lizards are more than happy to let that impasse continue. Another Burning Head is going to go down the line, this time on the Capra Guard. It is overcast too, so it'll do so much damage, but it curves! It curves into the Lizardmen, doing so much damage to their own units! And that's not their fault. I saw the cast angle, and it curved way off, because the cast angle was like this. It was not like fucking that. Oh, what a disaster for the Lizardmen, and something that is not at all their fault. Salamander Hunting Pack still firing away, still doing good damage. Lizardmen are up on the balance of power, but the Tomb King's going for a Hail Mary in the backfield. Gonna try and snipe the Salon Mage Priest to fire with the Necrotect and Arkin and Spirit Leech. The Kemrian War Sphinxes did get onto the Emerald Tide, and the Cohort of Waddle committed to the frontline fight, so they're no longer available for that defense. Tomb Kings also summon their free Ushopti to catch this other Salamander who's now conga lining due to, I don't know, reasons. So that guy is gonna get messed up. Fire Salon's running back into the frontline fight because that's safer for him at this point, and he does get a Rev Crystal for a bit of healing, so Dr. Nerd going to keep him alive for now. Umbral Tide will be shut down, as we said. Balance power is back to about even as another Burning Head from the Salon is going to finish off one Skeleton Spear. It's also going to tickle the other one, which will get them crumbling even further and maybe help finish them off too. Fire Salon, it's also his only spell, so he's just throwing it out. Kemrian War Sphinx successfully routed the Emerald Tide. Maybe they can walk him off the face of the earth. The other Kemrian War Sphinx is trying to rout off some skinks. Though there's a lot of determined Saurus still alive. The Cohort of Waddle are still alive. And this Ushopti summon is fake. Fake, fake, fake. No, he's not. His name is Austin. Kemrian War Sphinx got distracted by routing some skink cohorts, so now the Umbral Tide are back. They maybe get a couple free volleys onto the Kemrian War Sphinx before they themselves die. Because there's no, I mean, they can't kill him before he gets to them. Another Spirit Leech for the Salon Mage Priest to fire, though I imagine we have another Rev Crystal coming soon. And the Ushopti is going to go away soon, so green will dip a bit on the balance of power. Actually, the Kemrian War Sphinx is going to allow the Salamanders to stay alive. I can't imagine that is going to go well for him. Other Salamanders are also back, and now the Colossadon Hunters have isolated Arkin the Black. So he's going to get shot by Salamanders soon, and he's getting torn apart by anti-large Ripperdactyls. The other Salamanders are firing in on the Kemrian War Sphinx, and this could be a bit of a disaster for our friends, the Tomb Kings. Necrotech taking a ton of damage while sitting in some Saurus Spears and the Cohort of Waddle. Salamanders are back online and firing once again. Salon just chucks out a Burning Head because he doesn't want to damage any of his own units. He just wants to give the fire debuff. 20% weakness to fire damage as the Umbral Tide and the other Salamanders fire up and over Arkin into the Kemrian War Sphinxes. Doing good damage there. A Skeleton Warrior summon does peel off the Colossadon Hunters for Arkin, so Arkin can charge back here and try and deal with the Salon Mage Priest. But his Spirit Leech was counteracted by a Rev Crystal, I believe. And now he's getting shot in the butt by the Salamanders. And the salamanders being left alive is proving to be a real problem. Slann will get routed off by Arkan here any second as Saurus Spears come up to peel for him. Another Spirit Leech. But it's too little. It's too late for the Tomb Kings. Alright. Arkan did fine. Khemrian War Sphinxes did not do very well. Necrotech did okay. Melee Shock did okay. On the other side, Slann did great. Sacred Cocksquares did great. Reproductions did fine. Both Salamander packs did very well. They were quite well defended. And that is GG. So, we have our semifinal game. Whoever wins this, I actually don't know. Both players sent it to me, so I legitimately have no idea. I just saved the first one that was sent to me. Whoever wins this is currently in a lobby with Frika somewhere, hopefully, doing their picks and bans and armies. So we can cast the finals live, but I will cast the semifinal quick to see who is fighting Frika. Frika, if you're still in the chat, if you guys haven't decided your top bracket, if one of you already decided who's top bracket and they're doing the picks, then that's fine. I don't care. Salamanders are viable and cute. They're very cute. Viable is such a broad term that I'll give you that one, but I won't say they're good. They're barely viable. They're not good. All right, Bwags' Wood Elves, which is his main faction, his favorite faction, versus the Lizards of Buttonized Mark. For the Lizards, we do have a bunch of Ripperdactyls. It looks like 4 total. Then 4 Feral Cold Ones. A lot of Saurus. 3 Saurus Spears, all with shields. Skink Skirmishers and Skink Hordes with javelins. And then a Life Slan. Flesh Stone, Earthblood, Bound Banishment, Blood Texture Despite. Good build. Like it. For the Wood Elves, we have a Glade Lord with the Helm of Discord, so he's the male Glade Lord, not the Prey of Anathema one. War Dancers with Azrai Spears, a bunch of Glade Riders, some Glade Guard Starfire Shafts, War Dancers in the front line, and Dryads. I really like this Wood Elf build. Starfire Shafts are extra good. They also have a Earthblood caster, that's fine, but Starfire Shafts are great versus Lizardmen. Armor piercing, and magic damage, and fire damage. They can bypass the physical resistance of Flesh Stone. They can reduce the healing of your Earthbloods and Regrowths and get through the thick, scaly armor Lizardmen. Starfire Shafts are amazing in this matchup. War Dancers barely staying in the fight thanks to their Glade Lord with his Helm of Discord, but now the Helm of Discord has faded and all of his support has left. This might be a terrible time to be a Glade Lord as we see multiple archers and cav pieces all streaming over here, realizing they're like, we can't let this happen. We can't lose our Glade Lord. Get the fuck in there. And I appreciate it. War Dancers and Dryads are tearing up the front line, really distracting a ton of the Lizardmen and allowing these Starfire Shafts to get free shots off. One of the Ripperdactyl Riders is already at half HP from those Starfire Shafts. Feral Cold Ones rampaging and terror routing. Flesh Stone is on for some of these Ripperdactyl Riders, and the Glade Lord has survived the ambush. Slan Mage Priest of Life is just chilling in the woods, trying not to die. I can respect that. This is turning into a bit of a problem, though, as the Wood Elf front line has been consolidated on the flanks. That means their center is quite open, and now Skink cohorts with javelins are starting to stream through and just be chaff and be annoying, and Ripperdactyls are even diving some of the archers. This could be a disaster for the Wood Elves. Glade Guard are going to take a lot of damage from Ripperdactyls, because while they're decent melee combatants with 20-27 for stats, I mean, Ripperdactyls have anti-infantry and a ton of melee attack. Glade Riders will dive back here and try and save them. Other Starfire Shafts are trying to protect their own Starfire Shafts as Glade Riders come back. And we do have a full health War Dancer with Azrai Spears, catching 2 Feral Cold Ones rampaging into their spears. That's going to be a great exchange for the Wood Elves. Still trying to kill off some Ripperdactyl Riders. War Dancers murdering Saurus Warriors. Oh, Lord. Out of the 3 Saurus, all 3 of them are toast because of those War Dancers. Glade Guard, we have 2.5 still online, firing away at these Glade Riders who are holding Ripperdactyls in place. So far, it is good for the Wood Elves. And man, these War Dancers are having the time of their life on the high ground, just killing Feral Cold Ones for free. Faux free. Feral Cold Ones so close to the edge of the map, they'll probably just run themselves right off of it. The center of the Wood Elves is secured by themselves just firing in and killing off everything. But a big Bound Banishment is going to hit 3 units. And Earthblood tries to heal up the Lizardmen ones. Things are looking rough, though, for Lizardmen. Their bounce power is held up by a full health support Slan. He's not going to carry the game for you. And elsewhere, it looks like the Wood Elves are doing just fine. They're now trading with Skink Skirmishers. Glade Riders have successfully routed off the Ripperdactyls. Saurus Spears are still holding, but if the Glade Guard all just turn and fire at them, that'll be over pretty quickly. A lot of lizards today in the last match already. Oh, yeah. Lizards are very popular and very strong right now. It's not shocking we see a ton of them. That breath attack was entirely stopped by trees, so these skinks will continue doing skink things, though the lizards really don't have a lot of stopping power left. They have a lot of chaff, a lot of skinks, but not a lot of damage. As out of their 4 ripperdactyls, we see 2 routing on screen, 1 coming back at very low HP. Looks like the 4th one is dead. I don't see it anywhere. So lizards are in trouble. We still have a very healthy melee dragon character. This is not the kite dragon character. So he has Helm of Discord, ton of ammo, a lot of damage left in him. Lizards are in mass retreat. And taking a fight in the forest isn't even amazing for them, unfortunately, because, like, wood elves, most of them have woodsmen. Where they get bonuses when they're in the trees. War Dancers are rallying, standing by as skinks kill off the Spellsinger of Life. And we do maybe have a last-ditch effort, as the Slan can heal all of his ripperdactyls at once since they're all clustered up together in the sky. So they're sitting here fighting the Glade Lord, and one of them's even going to get Flesh to Stone, giving 66% physical resistance. That doesn't help with the arrows at all, because all the arrows are magic damage, but you get the point. Helm of Discord is down, trying to help this Glade Lord fight his way out. Blood Stature's Spite's going to hit him. Wow. Blizzard's going all in on Lord Sniping. As he gets an Earthblood. The Ripperdactyls also need an Earthblood. They do need a bit of healing. We have some Skink Skirmishers running away from Glade Riders, but they're also low. The Skink Skirmishers should be fine. They can peel themselves out of this bad situation. Starfire Shafts annihilating other Skirmishers. Not helping the Glade Lord just yet. Deciding he is fine on his own. Lizardmen were not able to kill off the Spellsinger of Life, and now the War Dancers rallied to her aid and killed those guys off. There's still a full health Spear War Dancer over here. And the Slan's last bound banishment is actually tearing through the Glade Guard with pretty darn good RNG. Crushed a lot of them. I just think the Lizards are too far behind at this point. Last Ripperdactyl still fighting the Glade Lord, but he gets a big chomp on their back, and he's shooting at them while they're running away, and they're getting picked off by Starfire Shafts. So it's just a terrible time to be a Pterodactyl. Tzeentch is strong, very strong. Kairos is what makes them S tier. Without Kairos, they're like B, maybe C. How's Tzeentch these days? They're undisputably the best faction in the game if Kairos is allowed. But in all of our events and replays and stuff, I don't allow Kairos because I just find him horrendously boring, so I just won't cast any games with him. Sucks! Glade Lord's still getting poked down as the archers continue to harass the Lizardmen. And everywhere else, the Lizardmen are all routing. The balance power's getting a little bit better for the Lizards as the Glade Lord has taken a lot of damage from these Ripperdactyls. Cold-blooded keeping some of them in the fight. Though the Glade Guard should be able to peel for him at this point. The Rippers are so low. 400 HP, 700 HP. Yeah, they're both going to get routing. There they go. One of them even shatters. The Wood Elves continue to advance. The Slan is a giant sink on this balance of power. I'll fast forward for just a little bit. So our Glade Guard all turn, start firing at the Skink Skirmishers. Earthblood tries to heal them up. The Glade Lord is going to land on the Slan. Helm of Discord is out. Balance of power continues to get worse for Lizardman as the Slan takes damage. Though he does charge over with a Blood Statue to spite on the Glade Guard. Gets a decent amount of damage down, but it's not going to be enough. As the War Dancers and Glade Lord will finish him off. Lizardmen have nothing left. Nothing. And that is G to the G. Wags will move on to the finals to fight Frika. $3,100 for the melee Glade Lord. War Dancers, Azrai Spears did fine. Basic War Dancers also did fine. Glade Guard did great. Glade Riders did fine, and Dryads did okay. For Buttonized Mark, it was a valiant tournament run today. I think he was 3-2 on the day, so overall positive record. The Ripperdactyls did okay. His Slan also did fine. Saurus got better value than I would have imagined, but they did get torn apart by War Dancers. Skink Skirmishers did alright. Skink Hordes did fine. GG. Okay. Let us go find our live game. I don't want to put a blocker up, so I'm just going to put you guys on the left-hand screen for a second. Because I don't want to put a blocker up for literally one game. Okay, we're good. Bwags versus Frika for the finals. This is it. This is it. No more farting around, ladies and gentlemen. I'll permit no farting in this finals. I hope Wags wins, but the Beastman Slanesh came a few turns ago. Still kind of makes me sad. I had to try hard that much. Yeah, I remember Wags' Keeper of Secrets just standing around, not swinging, costing him the game. No Nurgle then? Probably not. In land battles, Nurgle is not very strong. He has a couple strategies that kind of can work, but you're always at a disadvantage. Why did my camera go out? Must have bumped it. I'm such a donut. But nice, Mark, you're not a donut. Unless that's a good thing, then yes, you're a donut. But it doesn't sound like a good thing. Both my animals are sleeping behind me. Both players are ready. Let's hop in. Hi and Happy New Year's to you. What up, Adelmo? How you doing? How you doing? Cetra the Imperishable and Mazda Mundi. And it is double laser salon. Not double laser salon. Double laser salon would be illegal. Double laser stegadon. Luckily, you didn't see the latest match. I think we did, Button Ice Mark. We just watched you versus Blags in the semifinals. We watched it. We watched it. We saw it. We loved it. Okay. Tomb Kings. Honestly, these are the two most popular factions of today's tournament facing off. It feels very fitting that the final would be between Tomb Kings and Lizardmen. For Lizardmen, have a Rev Dino, 2 Ancient Stegodons, both with Engine of the Gods. Then we have Saurus Spears with shields, some Skink Cohorts, Saurus Warriors, and Star Chamber Guardians. Please tell me Mazda has net, because otherwise those lasers are going to miss. Alright, he has net. Maybe the lasers will hit. He also has Banishment, Ruination of Cities, and Apotheosis. Okay, so with Banishment, Ruination of Cities, and double laser dinos, the Tomb Kings don't get to have a front line. They just don't. Any infantry that exists on the map will be murdered in short order. For the Tomb Kings, we have 5 dead men walking. I mean, skeleton spearmen. We have 2 Tomb Guard, which are also going to die horrendously, including the Kepler Guard. We have 1 melee Ushapti, a skeleton horseman, 2 Sepulchral Stalkers, one of which is the ROR, 2 Ushapti Guard Bows, one of which is the ROR, and Cetra, the mother frickin' imperishable, on horseback, with a lot of his melee buffs, and then more melee buff spells with the Blessed Blade of Placha. So he's going to be a pretty insane duelist. His anti-large armor piercing will come into great effect versus all the dinos. The infantry said, alright, I'm going to head out. I actually don't think this game is one-sided. I do think that all of the infantry of the Tomb Kings are going to die a horrendous death. But the Chosen of the Gods and the other Ushapti should have a field day on all these Saurus. I think the Ushapti should be focusing on the Saurus. Maybe the Great Bows can shoot at either the Bastildon or Lord Mazda. Maybe. The Chosen of the Gods 100% have to shoot at the Saurus. because that'll be a problem in the late game. Sporkle Stalkers can shoot at the big dinos if they want to, or they could honestly walk forward and shoot at Saurus. But you need to stop the Saurus, because Cetra can't. Cetra can't clear out Saurus to save his life, but he can kill giant dinos. He can do that. He's got real good stats for killing giant dinosaurs. We'll see how it goes. This Lizardman build is like, there's some meme in it, but it's also very dangerous. I can see it working. Tomb King's build feels all serious, except for like Cetra. I think Arkan is just objectively the best Tomb King Lord in every single situation. And then Katep and Cetra are niche and okay sometimes, but like Arkan always would have been better. But aside from that, this Tomb King's build is about as good as it gets. There's some of the dreaded lag that we for some reason always experience these days. Eyes of the Desert do get an Overcast Japs Incantation of Cursed Blades, so they get better damage, but more importantly, plus 16 more bonus versus large, and Cetra is in. This is what we were talking about. Cetra is completely fine to fight these Ancient Stegodons, but there's the first net of Amnatoc. Really? It's getting used on Sepulchral Stalkers. That is interesting, as some Javelins are getting thrown in and stuff, I guess, but now the Laser Dinos are for sure going to miss. One of them is casted here. The skeletons dodge in. They still lose about half their HP, which is honestly pretty good. Then a Ruination of Cities is going to follow up on some of these skeleton spears. Even curves back to take them out. So despite the fact that the skeletons tried to dodge, RNG said no. Apotheosis plus Cold-Blooded is going to get this Ancient Stegodon back, but looks like Cetra's not interested in chasing that to its conclusion. He is going to come back here. The Eyes of the Desert need to be pulled back. The net has worn off, and now they're just fighting Saurus Spears for no reason. Other Saurus have routed off as the Chosen of the Gods continue to fire into anything they can get their little hands on. And this Ancient Stegodon taking a lot of damage from Sporkle Stalkers and Ushabti Great Bows. Skeleton Horsemen are sacrificing their lives to get them that chance, though. Balance of Power. Oh, Wags is way up on damage value, as Cetra is hitting Mazdamundi in the back, but the Bound Banishment comes out to tear up more Skeleton Spearmen. And there's the other Thunder Dino, but without a net of Amnatoc, the Skeleton Spearmen easily dodge out of it. Ushabti Great Bro still firing in onto the Star Chamber Guardians, who are killing off Ushabti with gusto. But Mazdamundi's left all alone with Cetra, and Cetra is definitely winning that fight. Mazda even gets a Rev Crystal and Apotheosis to try and double heal him up. One of the Stegodons with the Engine of the Gods pushed away, Sporkle Stalkers and the Ushabti Great Bow is going to kill it off for sure. Make sure that it can't heal and come back. Bounce Power is in the Tomb King's favor by quite a lot, as now the Sporkle Stalkers are shooting at this other Ancient Stegodon. Mazdamundi is going down, even with all the healing he just received. And that is probably GG, as the Ancient Stegs just couldn't get paired up with a net of any kind, so they really couldn't get the damage out that they wanted to. And that is it. That is GG. Star Chamber Guardians routing, Mazdamundi routing. The only thing keeping the bounce power remotely good is this Bastillon with Rev Crystal, and he can't do it all. And as Mazdamundi, if he dies, the bounce power will for sure go into Army Losses territory, though it might get there before he dies, because this game real fucking bad. Sporkle Stalkers setting up to shoot some Saurus Warriors in the back. Damage value is 3-1 in the favor of the Tomb Kings. And the Engines of the Gods, still, unfortunately, a meme. Though he tried. He tried to bring joy to the masses. He was unsuccessful. It was unsuccessful. You gotta net them. You gotta net those infantry so they can't dodge. Hovering over the values, though. It's mostly on the construct team, etc. Mazda did his best. Star Chamber Guard did the best. Hoped it would be a little closer. Freaka, you memed. You memed and you dreamed. Alright, let's see if any of these are something I want to cast, otherwise we'll end the stream. Just being honest. Mutal Vortex Beast plus Healing, pass. Sorry, but pass. Brettonia versus khorne. Brettonia versus Wood Elves, pass. Kislev versus Lizardmen, pass. Sorry, we've seen a lot of Lizardmen today. And Kislev's Kislev. Tomb Kings versus Chaos Dwarves. Pass. We haven't seen any Chaos Dwarves today, but we have seen a lot of Tomb Kings. So I'll cast this, then we'll call it a day.
Why are you casting Brettonia? You said you hate Brettonia. Why would you do this? Why?
Because I might have gotten a spoiler that my boy Scarbrand was in it, and they told me he does well. And if Scarbrand ever does well, you know I'm going to cast it, because he's my favorite Khorne character. He's kind of my favorite character from Game 3. So I'm going to cast it. And if they were trolling me, and if Scarbrand just gets murked and Brettonia wins this game, I'm going to be pissed! So this is the last game for the day. We just saw finals. This is a random Swiss stage replay, but the players told me that it was fun. So I'll believe them. The Lizardmen versus Kislev game is so good, though. Fine, Button Eyes, Mark, send it. Send it. Can you resend it? I clearly deleted it in front of you, but if you could re-ping me, I'll cast that one after this, and then we'll call it a day. All right, Scarbrand is in. I don't care what the builds are. You saw it in the load screen, and I'm getting very tired. So we're rolling what we rolling with. Khorne brought Scarbrand, Bloodroot Behemoth, a bunch of Minotaurs, and then some Marauders. Brettonia brought the build that they brought before. Hippogriff Knights, Grail Knights, who are getting rampaged by Scarbrand. They're trying to get healed up right now, and Stand Your Ground is giving them some pretty insane stats, but Scarbrand is rampaging everybody. Next to some Minotaurs, which they're having a grand old time fighting the Hippogriff Knights, who are also rampaged. They can't leave. Go, Scarbrand, go. You can do it, my friend. Why did you bring Slaughter and Cartage? Why did you bring Slaughter and Cartage, Bwags? He's never gonna get any kills. Oh, anyway, never mind. It's fine. Scarbrand's down to half HP. He's having a bit of a rough one, but his AoE Rampage is proving very effective as the Grail Knights are down to 2/3 HP. Hippogriff Knights just fell below half, and Lewin is also quite damaged, so the Rampage has now worn off. Minotaurs are also taking a lot of damage, though. Sword of Khorne lowered their stats by quite a bit. One of them's already routed, the other two are getting close as Spearmen at Arms, and Men-at-Arms are piling in, damaging all those Minos. The Grail Knights need to get out of this blob fight. They're really not having a good time. The defenders of the Lionhearted are... Knights of the Lionhearted are doing their best. Earthblood out to heal up the Hippogriff Knights and all that stuff. And Khorne doesn't have any chaff in this fight right now, so the Minotaurs are just surrounded on all sides, getting poked and prodded by fools. Grail Knights trying to path their way out, terror-routing some Marauders of Khorne. But other Marauders of Khorne caught themselves a damsel. Just as soon as they said it, she ran away. Scarbrand's still fighting it out, though things are getting a little concerning here. As Minotaurs have taken critical damage, Brettonia survived the engagement so they can get away. Oh, that was a brutal charge from the Minotaurs, though. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. If Brettonia can slow this down and get into their chaff and really focus on healing up, they'll be fine. But Scarbrand is kicking the paste out of King Lewin right now. And Lewin's now trying to get away. It pops Foeseeker to get out. But Scarbrand and the Bloodroot Behemoth is a nasty combo for him to be fighting. And they're thick. So he's kind of stuck on them right now. And there's some Minos still in his way. But he's trying to get out of here. He's trying to path his way out. Bloodroot Behemoth is still on his tail. Grail Knights and the Knights of Lionhearted rout off these Marauder... both of them, Marauders and Minotaurs. They just happen to be next to each other. Another Mino goes, and another Mino goes. There goes most of the anti-large armor cruising pressure, but now Lewin is routed, meaning his natural healing is gone for the rest of the game, because if he's a coward, the lady abandons him. Dog's trying to catch out the Damsel of Life. If they can kill her, that would be pretty huge. If not, Brettonia still has a chance in this game, because Earthblood's a hell of a drug, and all of the Minos are gone. So if Brettonia chases off the Minotaurs, then the Marauders will also be gone. It'll quickly become Bloodroot and Scarbrand versus the rest of the Brettonian army. Dog's routed away from the Damsel. And Knights of the Lionhearted look like they're being set upon the Minos to chase them down. Where's Scarbrand's Rampage? He hasn't cast one for a while. Lewin's back. Needs Earthbloods to heal, though, unfortunately for him. Scarbrand should get his heal and melee skill while in multiplayer. While that is probably the easiest choice, so many things have healing in multiplayer, and I'm actively trying to get healing nerfed. Whenever I talk to CA, I'm like, please nerf pretty much all sources of healing. I would not prefer it just because of the current state of the game, but it would be better than nothing, though I have proposed several changes that would keep Scarbrand from being a heal tank and actually being viable. Damsel gets off one last Earthblood before getting routed and eaten alive by dogs, so she is dead. There's no more healing for Brettonia, though Scarbrand is getting very low. He does chuck out a Rampage at the last second that lures Lewin in. Grail Knights and Hippogriff Knights are not allowed to leave anymore as the Rampage affects all of them. They're also getting very low. Lewin takes a giant hit from Scarbrand. Don't worry. His Slaughter and Carnage is charged up to 13% in a 4.5 minute game that's almost over. Yay, Scarbrand, charging it up. That ability doesn't suck. No, it doesn't suck. What are you talking about? He's so good at killing lots of things before taking critical damage. What do you mean? Anyway, Lewin's dead. Grail Knights are dead. Royal Hippogriff Knights are routing. Knights of Lionheart trying to come back in. The Grail Relique is keeping these peasants in the fight for now. There's not even a lot of halberds. There's the Beast Slayer's the best stone. The Bloodbrute Behemoth is nearly heal capped. Scarbrand can't heal whatsoever, and Minotaurs are very low, but other Minotaurs are coming back. And I imagine there's a Sword of Khorne charged up somewhere, right? Allied troop count lost about 300, so yeah, unless he's been popping Horn of Khorne like nobody's business, then there's probably a Sword of Khorne coming down for this blob. I'm gonna guess at 5:30. I'm gonna guess at 5:30. Sword of Khorne. If he even has, because that's the thing, is I don't know if he even has it. He might have been using Horn of Khornes and whatever the middle one is, the one where he doesn't die. Never-ending Rage. I don't know. 2 seconds left before I'm a liar. Oh, I'm a liar. Damn it! I hate when I lie. Is there a matchup where Scarbrand is good in meta? No. No. He's too expensive. He's way too expensive. He's very squishy. I love him, but he's bad. He's just flat out bad. It was a good game overall. Hippogriff Knights got crazy value. Grail Knights also did quite well. And the Brettonia infantry did fine. But for Bwags, Scarbrand was a menace. His Rampage was great. Bloodbrute Behemoth did fantastically. Minotaurs all did well. Dogs actually did pretty darn good. Marauders almost paid for themselves, which for Khorne never happens. Maybe let Poison lower it? They could. Yeah. They could. I think, and what a lot of people who have played, like, way too much think is the change in Game 3 from healing being a number to being a percentage and then going to ultra unit size was 2 buffs for healing in a row. Because percentage is always going to be higher than the number as far as the numbers in this game go. Because when you're dealing with thousands, right, 1% of 1,000 is 10. Well, most of the things in this game have 8,000 HP. So 1% of that is 80. So that's 80 health per second for something that has regen at 8,000 HP. That's a lot. Whereas, like, old regen, I think it was like 16 health per second. So that's 5 times more potent, percentage-wise. So healing in general just needs to be slapped back down. Because it was... That's the fucked up part, is in Warhammer 2... In Warhammer 2, healing was already meta, right? Skinwolves were the meta. Trolls were the meta. Ground the Paunch was the meta because regen was strong. And now regen is roughly 5 times as strong. Based off that one bullshit example. But even if you don't go with that, it's stronger. So it's like, wait, that thing that was meta is stronger now? Yeah. So in general, like, the healing numbers need to come down because it was just not thought out what a percentage would do. So, yeah, that's my critique. And, like, the follow-up to the critique, this is the last game, because Button Eyes Mark really wanted to cast. He said it was a good one. The other critique is, like, Vampire Counts got their healing nerfed, and now they're in a really balanced spot. Maybe even need some buffs, so I wouldn't just buff their healing. Like, a lot of their units just need to deal more damage. But if you remember, Vampire Counts were super meta for a long time, and what took them out of the meta from being constantly picked everywhere is CA took their healing and cut it, like, literally in half. And that's the fucked up part, and why I think healing in general could get kneecapped and still be good. Because you never want a game mechanic to be bad. You never want it to be worthless. But I think you could cut all healing sources in half, and anything with regen would still be strong. Maybe not broken, but it'd be strong. But I think you could cut all healing in half besides the Vampire Counts. Because the Vampire Counts already got their healing cut in half. It happened. If you look back at the patch that nerfed their healing, when they went from S tier to barely ever being picked, that's what happened. If you watch a Vampire Counts game now, they still fucking heal cap everything. They're not struggling on healing. There's just not so much of it that you can't burst out a Crypt Horror anymore, or you can't burst out other things. So Vampire Counts, the buffs they need are damage. They don't need to get their healing back, so they can heal cap faster and still lose. But, yeah, man. They cut the Vampire Counts healing in half. They still heal cap everything they want to. So it's not like healing's dead on that roster after they took half of its strength out. It's still very prominent. It's still quite strong, but it's just much more manageable. And I think they could do that across the game. Across the game, they could reduce anything that heals by 50%. I still think that healing factions would be fine. I think they'd go from being like S and A tier to being A and B. And you might see some more debuff options. But the big problem with debuffs is then you'll just get replaced by damage spells. So what they need to do for debuffs, and I was talking to some of them about it, but then they shut down the content creator programs. Now I need to make new contacts in CA because now I have no way of talking to them. But I did propose before they shut down the content creator program that ultra size did not account for how many more units there's going to be. So debuffs, which are already not meta, were made worse because now you can fit less units inside of a circle unless you blob, which nobody likes blobs. So I thought a better way to do debuff spells, I suggested they increase the range from 55 meters to 110, which would make it a much wider spell. So it could affect, because the objective would be in a normal fight to affect 3 frontline units side by side. And it should be like, if you cast an AoE debuff like Curse of Honor here, you should be committing the resources to like winning a certain flank, not killing one unit. Because if you're trying to kill one unit, why wouldn't you take Enfeebling Foe? It's cheaper, and it's single target. If you cast Curse of Honor here in an area of effect, the area of effect is so small you can only hit one unit anyway. Why not just take Enfeebling Foe? Save yourself the Winds of Magic, and the unit can't walk out of the Curse of Honor here. You can't walk out of Enfeebling Foe. So anyway, I do want debuff spells to get like a much larger area of effect to discourage blob play, but also to encourage the use of these spells at all. And healing would need a nerf. I think damage is okay where it is. You don't want to nerf damage spells too hard, because then blobs prevail. And that's something that like a lot of people don't factor in. When it's like, it is annoying. I admit, it's annoying when Pit of Shades kills a Swordmaster of Hoeth 100% to dead. Sure, that sucks. But you know what sucks even more? Not having damage spells, and then the opponent just fucking blobs. Have you ever fought Kugath in Melee? I guess he's his own Doomstack. But Festus the Leech Lord, Double Giant, the Aspiring Champions, ROR, and like an Exalted Hero of Nurgle or something. Have you ever fought that without Traitorkin or Spirit Leech or Final Transmutation? That shit is horrendous. It's fucking awful. So when I want to nerf Spirit Leech, and I do because I'm a filthy Scaven main, I'm like, wait, I want to nerf Spirit Leech, but I also know why Spirit Leech is so prevalent. It's to stop blobs and to stop Hero Hammer. Fuck. So then you're kind of stuck. So, like, you really don't want to nerf damage spells too hard. Otherwise, it sucks. It just sucks. So maybe give, like, Swordmasters of Hoeth significant spell resist, like 30% spell resist or something. Maybe try to keep them in the game that way. But I would strongly, if you're worried about damage spells deleting important units, help the important units, don't nerf the damage spells, because otherwise you're just going to get fucking degenerate blobs. And if you don't believe me, check out Warhammer 3 Before Immortal Empires. Not having archers, not having damage spells is a bad fucking idea. Okay. Chat's like, bro, shut the fuck up. All right. We got our game. So how do you nerf Skaven? Why would you nerf them? They're already D tier. Okay. Final game of the day, for real this time. I'm taking no more requests. We have 2 Ripperdactyl Riders in the Vanguard, the Umbral-Tide Salamander Hunting Pack Regiment of Renown, a Croxagore frontline paired up with Skinks, 4 Feral Cold Ones for nice, cheap, anti-armor dog-type units, and a Salon Mage Priest of Life to heal up that front line. On the other side, for Kislev, we have Armed Kossars, Akshin Ambushers, Winged Lancers, the Mordheim Beowulfs, which are really good in this matchup because the Lizards have so much healing, and their 100% healing reduction is very nice. Armored Kossar frontline will hold forever, and in the back we do have an Ice Witch of Tempest with Blizzard and Hailstorm. Cool. Oh, hey, how did I miss these guys? We have the Patriarch and the Oath Brothers of Tor, which the Patriarch is currently blocking one of the Oath Brothers, but the rest are moving on fine without him. They'll have a lot of work to do this game, as there's plenty of Croxagores. Speaking of Croxagores, that's a dead one, and it is trying to get an Earthblood, but it's getting no healing because of the Dark Blood tainted from the Mordheim Beowulfs. Which I'm generally a pooper on Kislev right now. I despise fighting against Kislev. The Mordheim Beowulfs is one of the best designed RORs in the game. It's really unique, has a cool niche, is a good unit, and is at a pretty high price point, so it's not just an auto-include. But man, if your opponent has access to healing, that unit can do so much work. It's a very fun Regiment of Renown, and I hope CA makes more like it. Oath Brothers of Tor, kind of just doing some backline peeling, and now that one part of the front line has broken, they're going to run over there and try and repair the gap. The Croc scores are fresh fish for these Oath Brothers, but someone has to stop the Salamander hunting packs because they're currently shooting at your bears and your things in the woods. Elsewhere, things in the woods are being used as frontline buffers, trying to stop these Croc scores and Skinks from getting through. Winged Lancers are getting dove on by all sorts of bad nonsense. Those Winged Lancers are going to die. But everybody is mostly focusing on buying time for the Auction Ambushers and hoping that the Auction Ambushers can carry. Ripper-Doctor Riders do get an overcasted Flesh to Stone, but the Oath Brothers of Tor do magic damage, so they're licking their lips hoping to get over here. They do start mounting a charge, and do the Ripper-Doctor Riders pull back in time? It doesn't look like it's there, just going to take it full on in the face. So the Salamanders are still shooting away at our Oath Brother friends. Someone has to stop them. Mordheim Beowulfs, please. Please come kill the Salamanders. Nah, they just get massacred. Ah, rip. Wing Lancers are also getting going. Bounce power is about even, and that is definitely coming from the fact that the Lizards have taken a ton of damage for this advance. Most of their Skinks are dead, a lot of their Croc scores have taken significant damage, and one of the Ripperdactyls is also off of the map. I still think the Lizards are actually advantaged right now, though. Oh, and their Salon Mage Priest lost half his HP. Okay, that'll hurt your balance of power, even if the Salon's HP doesn't matter. As long as he's alive, his HP doesn't matter. Blizzard coming out onto some Skink Skirmishers and the Umbral Tide a bit. The Umbral Tide going to try and path out of there. Some of them are sucked back into the Vortex, but most will be fine. And the Mordheim Beowulfs are shattered, so there's no more healing reduction on the side of Kislev. Oath Brothers of Tor continuing to fight it out. Feral Cold Ones are going to find the Ice Witch, and she did save her little Snow Leopard summon, so he's out. He's back. I wish Snow Leopards were, like, actually good. The summon's fine, but actual Snow Leopards are kind of ass garbage. Lazy Frond with the 20 bucks. Happy New Year, Team Boy. Thanks for another good tourney. Dude, every week we got you. Alternating time zones. The Wolfarts are stuck in melee with Croc scores and Skinks while getting bombed by Salamanders. The Oath Brothers of Tor trying to bail them out of this bad situation, but it's really tough to do. The Lizards continue to get further and further ahead on the balance of power. The Salamander Hunting Pack firing away, getting tons of value on the Oath Brothers of Tor, reducing their healing by a little bit by giving them some fire damage. Skaven are B or A tier if you disagree with skill issues. Show me Skaven play in a high-level tournament. Show me. Fucking show me. I'll wait. Oh, I'll wait. When your entire roster is countered by one of the best lores of Magic in the game, Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna. It's a real risk. It's a real risk to take Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna in a match. Oh, you're betting it all on the Skaven having weapons teams. What's that? Those spells are generally useful anyway? Ah, fuck. You're right. Well, at least Skaven aren't weak to monsters with healing. Wait, what's the meta right now? Monsters, infantry, cavalry, and healing? Ah, fuck. Well, besides that, at least they're doing fine elsewhere. They rely on their ranged units, which are performing really well right now. Wait, ranged units are still buggy as fuck sometimes and won't fire for no goddamn reason? Ah, she-ball. Maybe this faction's not that good right now. It's not. They're really not that good. Salamanders always have an artillery shot? Yeah, if they need it. Chosen One and the green one? I haven't seen them play Skaven in tournaments in a long time. Not when they want to win. Alright. Kislev was defeated. The Lizards were allowed to keep their Salamanders online. The Croc Score frontline provided a lot of armor piercing. Feral Cold Ones did what they had to. It was nice. It was clean. It was clinical from the buttonized mark. For Dust Bunny, he did his best. He did his best. The Auction Ambushers were not able to hard carry, and the Armored Kossars held for as long as they could, but wasn't enough. Wing Lancers got isolated and just murked. His Blizzard didn't have a lot of good casting spots, because like all of the infantry that get killed by Blizzard or Skinks, there was no Saurus that he could like eat up or Temple Guard. So the spells didn't have the best targets that he could even use them on, so his caster wasn't as effective as he hoped. Are they even good units? Yeah, if no one goes to the back line and shuts them down, then yeah, they're good units. I mean, to be fair, the Mornheim Beowulfs went and attacked a random skink skirmisher instead of attacking the Salamander hunting pack. The Akshina Amishers were shooting at the Slaw instead of the Salamander hunting pack. People should learn Skaven isn't all about weapons teams. Yeah. I know, Spartan, I know your Discord handle. It's hard to tell when people from your clan are being serious. It's hard to tell when people are being serious from your clan, because you all like to troll me with fucking Scaven Heel Kite, which doesn't make any fucking sense. And I know you're trolling me, but I'll take the bait anyway, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. All the healing units you suggest are either Brood Horrors, which, okay, 2 of your single entities can heal Kite, hooray, or all of your Molder monsters, which can only heal when they're in melee next to a Brood Horror. How do you kite while constantly in melee? It makes no sense! And all your weapons teams and all your skirmishers that kite with you are slower than what's chasing them and have less range than what's shooting at them. How does that even work? So besides your weapons teams, you've got fucking nothing. Your monsters are worse than other rosters' monsters. Your front line sucks because it's supposed to suck. It's just chaff protecting what? The weapons teams. So if the weapons teams don't work, you got nothing. You got nothing. Nah, dude, Skaven suck. Skaven suck. I hate it. I hate it. Also, someone sent me a replay. He really wanted it cast. I don't think it's from this tournament because I don't think Krell Metal signed up. And I'm not saying, when I say Skaven suck, okay, they're not the worst in the game. I think they're in the bottom 6. And you could debate where they are in the bottom 6. I think they're down there. But I don't think they're the worst in the game. So I'll throw you that caveat. And caveat 2, they're a good counterpick faction. Because they have a couple matchups where they can shit stomp people, right? And you might be thinking of those when you're like, wow, this guy's saying Skaven sucks. Well, I fucked up dwarves the other day. Yeah, you can. Skaven have a couple matchups where they're really good. My problem with Skaven and why I said they suck, and you won't see them in a lot of high-level tournament play, is they're an exclusively counterpick faction. So if your opponent, if you're first picking, you shouldn't pick Skaven if you want to win. Like, statistically, that's a bad idea in the current meta. There's other metas where it's been fine. But statistically, right now, if you want to win, first picking Skaven in a high-level tournament where your opponent is equal skilled to you, not a good idea. If you counterpick them, that's more on your opponent for having a bad pick and ban where Skaven can counter 2 things. Because in most of our tournaments, how picks go is you pick 3 factions. Your opponent removes one of your 3 and then picks theirs from the rest of the game. And then you have 2 matchups. So let's say they pick Skaven, right? They pick Skaven, they ban Slaanesh from your pick 3. If you have like fucking dwarves and high elves left, you had a bad pick 3. Because now you're both weak to Skaven. But you're not just both weak to Skaven, you're both weak to a lot of the same things. Because you have 2 factions that do the same thing. And in high-level tournament play, that rarely happens. Because high-level tournament players have 3 factions that are versatile. And that is where a lot of the meta guys come from. And I'm going to talk about this for a second because I find it interesting. If you're wondering why you see a lot of the same factions all the time, and you wonder why certain factions are S tier or whatnot, it's because of how diverse they are. Brettonia can kind of take on anybody. Cathay can kind of take on anybody. Lizardmen can kind of take on anybody. Dark Elves can kind of take on anybody. Empire, same to less degree. High Elves, same to less degree. The more generalist you are, the more you're going to see them in tournaments because they're easy to put into your pick 3 because you don't care. You don't care if they get banned out. Like, oh no, you banned my dwarves. I'll play Brettonia into whatever you fucking pick. Or like, oh no, you banned my greenskins. I'll play Cathay into whatever you fucking picked. Same with Lizardmen. So that's why you see them all the time, is because they're safe. They're safe to first pick. And the counter pick is where you're going to see most of the variety. That's where you're going to see Beastmen, Scaven, Norsca, things like that. Those are never first picked. Or if they are, you're betting heavily on outplaying your opponent and playing a lot better. If you're playing someone that's actually at your level, you wouldn't first pick Scaven. You wouldn't first pick Norsca. You could first pick Beastmen. They're actually doing all right. But you, like, there are certain factions you just don't first pick if someone's the same skill level as you. Dwarves. You can put dwarves into a pick 3 as a threat, but you wouldn't rely on it. Like, you can put dwarves out there as like a bait ban. You know, like Grand Cathay, Brettonia, dwarves. And then if someone bans dwarves, then you have the 2 best factions in the game at your beck and call. Or if they ban one of the OPs, then you can have dwarves as a nasty little counter pick just sitting there, because there's certain factions that can't handle dwarves. And they just don't know what to do with it. So then it's like, oh, you want to pick... Fuck, I don't know. Brettonia. You want to pick Brettonia into me? Well, dwarves is sitting right there. And dwarves Brettonia, even with all the buffs, is still a bad matchup for Brettonia. A couple Iron Hail Gunners, Troll Hammer Torpedo Iron Drakes, and then Thunderers, and the Royal Hippogriff Knights can't do much. The rest of the Knights aren't really that good versus dwarves. Slayers still exist, so things like that. Anyway. I got distracted talking about things I care about. Okay. What are we doing? Watch me. Someday I'll be able to bring my favorite unit into a tourney, RO Carno. Well, there you go. You're bringing the RO Carno. This is just from Krell Metal. He wanted to cast, and I didn't feel like ending the stream, so here we are. What do we have? Another Slawn, because we get enough Lizardmen in our day. Skink Skirmishers, 2 Horned Ones, the Pale Death, Feral Troglodon, and then a bunch of Saurus Warriors and Red Crest Skinks. And we, of course, have to have Get Blom's Terror, the Feral Carnosaur Regiment of Renown, with Vanguard, and I think he can hide in the forest. Yeah, he's stalking in there. Do we agree Scaven OP finally? God damn it, Segos. This is why Spartan's out here trying to, like, actually make a point, and Segos and the green one just troll me so hard that I assume all of you are trolling. Okay, for the Beastmen versus them, we have 3 Ungor Raiders, a bunch of Ungor Spearman herds. We have a Jabber Scythe, Centaurs with throwing axes, I think I already mentioned them, Butchers of Calvin Guard, a Beast Lord, Pog, then a Bray Shaman of Wilds, with Bray, Scream, and Evolve. A Wargore, also Pog. And that looks like it. Skaven or Peaks, they always send human into a rat. Yeah, I'm passionate about Skaven. I'm passionate about the game in general. So when I actually get to talk about something that I enjoy, that's nice. And that is one aspect of the Beastmen are just advancing while I do this rambling. That is one aspect of live streams I've lost, is my ability to ramble about things I enjoy with other people who are maybe as invested in the game to care about it as I am. We've been doing a lot of replay casts recently, so there's no downtime that I have to just sit and fill. So, it's been a while since I ranted. This is the last one for reals. Yeah, I betrayed my promise. It's true. Alright, Beastmen have arrived. Their chaff frontline will lose to the Saurus Warriors pretty badly, but they're just there to buy time for the archers and for the monsters of the Beastmen to win. The Beastmen have never been a frontline faction. Even their Bestigors are one of the worst elite infantry in the game, but that's not really their niche, is it? Archers are now beset by a spooky, scary, stalking Carnosaur. Starts tearing some of them apart. He won't do too much damage, but he will disrupt them, and the Horned Ones are going for that back line. But the cavalry is here, and by the cavalry, I mean... I guess they are cavalry. Holy shit, the Pale Death is in melee too. Okay, you may not want to be that deep. There's a Butchers of Calvin Guard going to surround him. Ungor Raiders will also do a little bit of damage, but Getblom's Terror is now beset by a Jabber Scythe and Razor Gores. He should be fine there. It's the triple character that I'm also worried about. Oh god, okay, the Butchers are also coming over here. Getblom's is in trouble. He's completely fucked. And Earthblood's coming like, bruh. I'm gonna try and heal you as best I can, but you're the deadest motherfucker I've ever seen in the whole world, as Getbloms is routed off immediately. Elsewhere, things are going better for the Lizardmen. Horned Ones are fighting Ungor Spearman herds while getting hit by throwing axes. That's a bad damage trade for them, but they will kill off the Spearmen eventually and get through there, get back to the archers. Getblom's Terror is shattered. Oh, my poor boy. He just wanted to participate. And he's dead. Actually, he's going to live to tell the tale, it looks like. Nobody's going to chase him down, which is just fine. Horned Ones do need to get into this backline. They need to kill all these archers while the Pale Death runs away from the monster goon squad that killed his best friend in the whole world. These Horned Ones have taken a lot of damage for their effort from the Centaurs and throwing axes, I imagine. Yeah, they have 600 damage value on them. Red Crest Skinks and Saurus are getting through onto the archers all by themselves. Like I said, they would prevail over the Ungor Spearman herds. It just takes a little bit of time. The Pale Death looks like he's running out of places to run to, as he's now surrounded Apocalyptic Vision buffing up these Butchers of Kalkengard. The Beast Lord is cycling through his different buffs to keep giving everybody a bunch of buffs without using them all at once and making them, you know, diminishing returns and whatnot. But he's routing off the Skinks. He's going to kill off the Pale Death. This is looking like a rough one for the Lizardmen. Imagine the T-Rex from Jurassic Park just getting jumped by a bunch of cows. Jurassic Park 3 build not doing too well. Yeah, it is true. We do have the Spinosaurus running around. Jurassic Park 3 was a tragedy. I loved 1 and 2. 3 was a disaster. And all of the Jurassic World movies are great, but they're great as comedies. They're not great as, like, actual cinema. I just think they're very funny. Like, you can't tell me the lady from the first Jurassic World outrunning a T-Rex in high heels, and the camera zooms in on the high heels? That's a comedy. That's a comedy, and they know it. No one's pretending that's a serious movie. I refuse to take it seriously. How do Jabbersites, Incarnates, and Gorgons compare in land battles? All very useful, all for very different things. Jabbersites are amazing at breaking boxes and killing infantry on the charge. They also have a Mortis engine that they can damage infantry that are low on HP, but it's mostly about their charge. They have the best charge animation in the whole game. It's amazing. So Jabbersites are great. Incarnates are super great. For all the obvious reasons, I'm not even going to go into it, but Incarnates are super amazing. They're probably overtuned. And then Gorgons are really, really good duelists, really good anti-large combatants, and they're tanky as fuck. With all their healing, they're amazing. So the Jabbersites and Gorgons are both balanced, but they have their niche. And the Incarnate is a little overpowered because he's always good. But yeah, Jabbersites is good monster. Son Mage Priest of Life is going to route from the Beastmen hardcore apocalyptic vision blob. And now Horned Ones are trying to contain the beast. And they're kind of maybe succeeding. If the Salon can get far enough away from the Butchers of Kalkengard, he can rally and, of course, keep healing, but it looks like the Butchers are going to bleed through. Horned Ones are still trying to stop him. The Pale Death, I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to shoot Cendagors that are going to quickly realize that he's there and go kick his ass. Looks like the Beastmen have got this one. I had a near-death Jabber kill 2 whole silver. Yeah, dude, Jabbers are amazing at breaking boxes. That's their thing, though, is they don't really want to fight other monsters. They don't even want to fight cavalry. They just want to fight infantry over and over and over again. The Incarnates might be better at everything, kind of. They are, except for breaking boxes. The Jabber is better at that. But that is kind of why I mentioned the Incarnate's probably a little too strong, because he's almost as good of a duelist as the Gorgon. The Gorgon just has a higher HP pool and regen, which the Incarnate doesn't have. And then the Jabber is slightly better at breaking boxes, but the Incarnate's kind of too good at both. I'd tone him down a little bit, but overall, the Beastmen monsters are good. The Incarnate... The thing about the Incarnate is he's more tuned on the Beastmen, where he has no healing, than Kislev. Because on Kislev, he has healing with the Patriarch, then he could be a bit of a fucking problem. But without it, then he's fine. For Crowd Model, the Beast Lord Goon Squad did a ton of work, especially with those cycling buffs. I like that he cycled the buffs and he didn't take them at the same time. Because we talked about it at the very start of the stream, but if you weren't here for that, you get diminishing returns on melee attack. Like, if you have a melee attack of 100 and a melee attack of 200, if you have a melee attack of 100, you're going to hit every fucking time you swing anyway. Why need 200? Same kind of thing with this buff, where it's like, it's better to have 2 different buffs, one after the other, than to have both at the same time. Cendagors throwing axes did well. Archers did fine. Frontline got mulched. The best thing about him is his animations work. Yeah. And aside for Button Eyes Mark, his 3 big monsters did not do a lot. His Horned Ones did their best, and Saurus and Red Crested Skinks won the front line. They did their job. But it's GG. Okay. Alright. We're done casting replays. No more replays today. No more replays today. Wait, shit! Did I delete my... No! Did I delete the thing? No! Oh, I deleted it. Fuck. Why? Damn it. Now I have to go back through Freeka's replays. Damn it. I need that steam tank shooting the ground. I'm not going to do that in front of you guys. I'll do it on my own time. Steam tank Freeka shoot dirt. What was it fighting? Walk. It was fighting walk. Okay, cool. I'll go find it later. Okay. You're not casting any more replays. That's weird. This looks like a replay. It might. It might look like a Reaper, but it's not a Reaper. Oh wait, I want to be at ×2 speed. CJ, I'll make a video out of it. I'm just using it as a little thing to end the stream. All right, what do we have coming up in the week? We have 2 faction wars. Faction war qualifier Friday night, and then a faction war qualifier Sunday, middle of the day. I have no other planned streams this week, but we might have the 3v1 raid boss event to stream soon. We might. You might be like, wow, that's all he's going to do? No, it changes, and that's actually the fucked up part. Anyway, there's the 3v1 raid boss event that Lucinia's trying to finish up and get me the replays for. I'll probably cast that next week, but if it's done, I'll cast it this week. And if that all remains true, I can stream tomorrow, because I don't have too much to do at work. So I might be streaming tomorrow, just me playing some games and practicing or something. I don't know. But the big event are the 2 faction wars later in the week. His player did not forget him. His player actively can't move him. So the bug... This has happened with Kairos a lot. I've never seen it happen with Azazel. Azazel is stuck in a different universe. He literally can't take damage, but he also can't be moved. This is interesting, though, because normally, like I said, it only happens to Kairos normally. But what's also weird about it is I've never seen the invincible character be able to cast spells, which he has been casting spells this whole time. And there's one final position I want to get him in before I leave you for the day, because it's really funny to me for some reason. Dun, dun. You can't cast spells either? I thought I saw you casting spells. No, CJ, he for sure can cast spells because you cast the slicing shards in a second. Don't you lie. He can cast spells. It was at the end? Yeah. No, he can cast spells. Maybe not right now, if that's what you meant, but... I thought he was casting spells and that's how he moved. But eventually he gets one off. See, he has movement orders, he just can't move. But I'm waiting for a very specific thing to happen to him because he strikes a funny pose. I have made history with this replay. It's true. And yeah. Yeah, Will. We got there. So yeah, this engineer's been shooting at him. He still has full HP. He's fine. Dude, just strike the final pose, because it's really funny. I forgot he did this like 15 minutes into the game. He tried to cast something. What is that? Flash bomb. Oh, nice. There it is! There it is! Fucking Azazel just smiling his ass off while upside down, like permanent fall. But it's the fucking smile that got me. Like he's just, hi, this is fine. I love this. Oh, because it's like kind of a demon grimace or whatever, but it looks like a smile to me. He's just permanently fallen. His little tail's wiggling. His snakes are singing at the top of their lungs as he jitters. Stupid bastard. Anyway, the slicing shards is about now. I thought you cast it here. Didn't you cast slicing shards here? I swore there was one that hit those iron breakers in the face. Oh, it says as the game ends, because this is a quick battle, so you're going to time out. Yeah, there's the slicing shards. See, that's why I said Azazel could cast spells, is because I remember he cast spells at the end, but it's fine. So Complex Slayer managed to tie a game without his lord. What a Chad. What a Chad. Okay. That's it. That's it. I'm leaving forever this time. Why do I have messages? Krell Metal. Frika. I don't know who these people are. Oh, I already did the outro. I got nothing left to say. Oh, I just kind of don't want to end this stream yet. So here's a puppy. Here's a puppy. Here's this. Pupper. Here's this. She wanted to say hi to everybody. Because she loves you. Because she loves you. Mwah! Look at this good puppy. Look at this good puppy. Oh, that's a good puppy. Oh. This is Hazel. She loves scritches. If you're here at this point, you're probably already subscribed because most casuals, most filthy casuals would have left when the actual finals happened like an hour and a half ago. But for any of you degenerates that are still here and are not subscribed, you know, do that. We did have an event go through all of December where we got 398 subs, so I donated $398 to charity, which actually the charity's board of trustees matched that, so it was doubled to $796. So good job, you guys. You raised about $800 for charity. Good job. But if you aren't subscribed, you should do that. It helps YouTube know that people like this channel and continue recommending it. YouTube can snowball pretty hard, and if you don't know what I mean, Turin's been on vacation, okay? I'm not shit-talking the guy. I'm just talking about statistics. Turin's been on vacation, and he's gained 1,000 stats. 1,000 subs. I ran a goddamn charity event while live streaming about 3 times a week in a video every single day, and I got 400 subs in a month. Size matters. So the more people that are subscribed, the more people YouTube recommends us to, the more people that'll subscribe, etc. So if you're not subscribed, it would actually help us out a ton to do so, because we kind of have to get to that threshold where the ball starts rolling, and then people know we exist. Dov Plays has 22,000 subscribers. We have 7.8. That is, quick maths, what is that, 15? That is 15,000 subscribers that like Total War Warhammer land battles that don't know we exist. Alright? And if you subscribe, that means they'll get closer to knowing we exist. We get those subscribers, we get all their money, and then we take over the world, puppy! And then we take over the world! I mean, Turin has 173,000 subscribers, but I don't know how many of them subscribe because they like Warhammer, how many subscribe because they like land battles, how many subscribe because they like Dom, Age of Empires, or just Turin. Like, some people just like him. So it's not a one-to-one. Some people just like Turin and they'll watch whatever he casts because he's a fun guy. Okay. Hazel Cam. Turin gains 1,000 stats. Yeah. Oof. You're so good. DDoS Turin. Let's go. Who's Dov Plays? Dov Plays? He doesn't stream much anymore, but he posts replays like every day of Warhammer 3. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm
Shut
giving
up,
a quick
Dov.
rundown of all the factions for...
Shut up! I just copied your thing for someone in my chat. I didn't want to hear you talk to me. Before you go, any chance we get a Souls stream sometime? Okay. Okay. You thought Human Boy was bigger? Nah, dude. Dava's 3 times my subs. Okay, what are we doing? I forgot what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, we gotta go over here. No, we don't want to go to here. Fuck this. I gotta go down the monkey path. What was that? Okay, whatever. Monkey path. Monkey path. Oh, fuck. There's guys. I thought this area was cleared. Where am I? Monkey path. The monkey path. The monkey stab. Ah! Ah! Fucking idiot. Monkey path. Monkey path. Monkey path. Jump for the bridge! Ah! Made it. Monkey path. Monkey path is not this way. Where is monkey path? Fuck, I'm lost. Whatever, kill guys. Kill all the guys. Leave one alive to tell the tale of the super cool ninja who never fails. Tell your friends. Oh, you fuck! That's it. Nobody lives through shooting me in the goddamn face. Okay. Back to my eternal journey to remember where Monkey Path is without just fast traveling. Oh, I remember where Monkey Path is. Sneaky, sneak. Sneaky, sneak. Hiya! Yeep! Ah, dick. Okay. We got hurt. We got hurt. Umbrella! Ah, ha, ha! What would you do now, fuckers? Nothing. Suck and die. Monkey path. Monkey path. Yeep. Oops. 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 There we go. Swing at me. Swing at me! Fool! Monkey path. Not that way. Monkey path. Monkey path. Step. You remember this is the day you almost shot Captain, you fucking dick! I said almost! Give me that, I need the heal. You! How do I do the thing? I forgot how to do the thing. There we go. Shoot me! Shoot me! Get it! Ha! Sucker. Alright. We are on the monkey path. Monkey path. Monkey path. Ignore the monkeys. Because I don't want to hurt them. Are they gonna chill out? Alright, they chilled out. Oh, you weren't here before. Hi. Unique text, legendary Ashina Mushina. Whoa, I didn't get this on my first run through. Oh, he's dying. Well, that's sad. Anyway, what did I just get? Rest here quick and acquire skills. Oh, I got new arts! Yeah! Nice. This is not a new player tournament. The stream kind of went off the rails a little bit. Just a little bit. Huh. Okay. So get on here. And this is where I would have gotten if I had fast traveled. Because I've already been here. Now I could go the right way. Wait, I have to go the right way, that's right. Because the way behind me is a secret, but I don't know how to swim yet, so I literally can't do anything there. Pistol dash. What's your deal? Oh, you have a gun! Okay. See, I'm a little less confident on this part. Ooh, because I haven't beaten this part yet, so I don't fully know what's here! Jesus! Okay. Elegant. We did perfectly on that one. But yeah, I don't know what's over here, so now I'm going to play a lot less confidently. That guy noticed me? He's about to. Oh wow, he didn't. Boom. Did you end up casting that Tomb King's Chorf Rush? Nah, dude, because I wanted to end the stream. I got to end the stream sometime, so I couldn't cast the Tomb Kings versus Chorfs. Clearly. Because I had to go. Dun, dun, dun. I actually do... I need to go to the store before Grace gets home so I can make dinner, but I guess we're here now. Sneaky lizard thing. Have you bought the big snake yet? Yeah, I did. That was cool. Well, I fought him the first time. Do you ever finish him off? Because I cut out... Ah! Ah! I cut out one of his eyes. But I didn't actually, like, get to kill him. Okay. Oops, I just healed twice. God damn it. Okay. Fell off a ledge we didn't have to fall off. Oops, 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 oops. Ow! Yeah! Die. Protect me from the gunshot. Thank you. Now you die. Oh, that one is a shotgun. Hat! Excuse me. No, I needed to get to your shotgun press. Stop shooting me! Dick, head, piece of shit! Hat! Dude! Oh, okay. You have a lot of health. A lot more health than I thought you had. Hup. You cannot catch this. Oh shit. Ran into a wall. No! Yeah! Hey. You. Yeep! Yeep, 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 yeep. Oh, he's so close to breaking! Ah, dick, fuck! Power of the hat! Hat, 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 hat. Hat. You have nothing against hats! Fool. Is there a cooldown for when you can cast hat? No, it takes up a finite resource though, so I shouldn't do it willy-nilly. Okay, we should rest and get our healing back and stuff. So that guy warned me not to go here before I need to do the temple first. But I'm gonna ignore that. No! Oh! Okay, alright, so they're gonna shoot at me. Hat! So now we assess. Hat. I gotta get down there. This is gonna be problematic. Huh. Great, it's a boss and a stab. So are you... Oh, okay. Okay, so we're going into a boss fight. Alright. Cool, good to know. Can I heal? Oh! That was a spooky sign, I didn't like that. Okay. Boop. Boop. Stab, boop. Don't shoot at people. Fucking dick. Ah, you do so much damage. Okay. 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 Let me heal. Stop shooting at me. Now, what we're gonna do is poison you real quick. Ow. Cock. Stop doing that! Damn it! You whore! I said I'm gonna poison you. I'm gonna poison you. Stop it! No, 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 no! Ow! Oh, she shot me in the fucking chest! And she's not poisoned. Which is a real problem for me. Can I get out of this? Oh! Can I go back? Can I go back? Can I go back? I wanna go back! Let me back up! Shit! Okay, so I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Can I go forward? So I can't beat her. I've already used my revive and most of my heals. No. No, bitch! Scrap Magnite, great. There's nothing down here. There's nothing! We have one final hope, ladies and gentlemen. It's called being a little biscuit. Oh, Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Get me the fuck out of here, the lady's coming! Ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha! I win. Okay, so that wasn't great. Where was I? How a fella join? Is Sekiro? I don't know. What's down there? I don't know. I don't have time to care. Oh. Alright, so isn't there a way to stealth around that lady and not piss her off? I feel like there was. But I don't remember. It's been a long time. The fuck? There's a gun guy down there? Hold on, how do you get down there? What's that about? Yeah, I know you're awake. Shut up. Who are you? Okay, so now I'm down here. What does this accomplish? Oh god, I got shot a lot! Okay. Oh shit, I'm running out of stamina. No! Ah! Oh god! Let's stay dead for a second. Let's let everyone forget about old hummus. I think she forgot. Okay, they didn't forget. Jump! Jump. Still assessing my options. No! No! Wait, did that dumb bitch just jump after me? So, what do I do now? Like, even if I killed her, what do I do now? Oh, there was this! I could have gone up here the whole time! Damn it. Okay. Hat. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Okay. Alright, we missed the bridge by a little bit. Heal. Run up the bridge! Yeah! Serpentine! No! Oh, you fuck! Serpentine! Hat! Get me under here! Alright. Oh, we're so alive. Oh, we're so alive, you have no idea. Oh, God, they shot me in the face. Oh, God, they shot me again. Panic hat. Okay, so that guy's reloading. Drink. Hat. And then he's reloading. Climb! And then he misses. And then we kill his bitch ass. Oh, god damn it. Got stabbed. Need to kill you for health. Thank you. Don't stop shooting me. I mean, yes, stop shooting me. I meant the things at the same time. Heal. Yes. Yes. No one's shooting at me. Makes you just want to enjoy the moment. What's over here? What is this? Is this a secret? Oh no. It's not much of a secret if people shoot at you during it. Oh god, it's a shotgun guy! Ah! You're a dick. I don't know if I can beat him with how little health I have, but we're gonna try. Not very tournament. We finished that part. Ow. Don't shoot me. Ow, you can swing through the wall. Owie, my little body. Who are you? Okay, we killed that guy. Cool. I kind of panicked a lot. Oh, shit. Oh! No! 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 No, 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 no. Save point. Yes. Don't shoot me. I did it. I made it through the fortress because a lady fell off of a bridge, killed herself, and then we panicked our way through to a checkpoint. I am the greatest. I deserve to jump off an edge. Okay. I'm gonna go back and clear out the fortress, but that's not your guys' problem. I need to go. I need to go to the grocery store and get food for my lovely fiance. Thanks for hanging out for the actual tournament that was today. And sorry to anybody who joined late and is like, what the fuck was going on? It's just been a weird stream. Goodbye, everybody.